Commodores were 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position yesterday. They played just 5 innings. They left 5 on the base paths. Hastings trying to work through some traffic. The 1-1. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Slinker way out in front of the 1-1 curveball. He's now behind. A ball and 2 strikes.
That's a nice job by Hastings, a guy who throws the off-speed primarily with the curveball and the slider, mixing it up against the lefty.
1-2 with the bases loaded. 1 down. The pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Hastings dials up the curve on consecutive pitches, and Slinker swings and misses back-to-back. 2 down, bottom of the first. Bases still loaded for Falmouth, and Ty Konis coming to the plate.
And a really, really nice job that is there by Logan Hastings. An 18% strikeout rate against lefties. Uses the off-speed perfectly, gets the swing and miss at the bottom of the zone. That's where he gets a lot of the chase and makes this situation a lot more manageable.
So infield can back up a little bit off the infield dirt. First pitch in the right on right is outside for ball 1. Hastings tries the cutter. And instead, Konis is ahead, 1 ball, no strikes. These two teammates at Maryland this past year. Konis also entered the transfer portal. He's already found a new home. He's headed to Texas Tech. 1-0. Breaking ball outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Plenty of familiarity between these two, Konis the shortstop and Hastings the righty starter. With the bases loaded, it's Maley on third, he singled, Nugent on second, he walked, and Riley Jackson on first, he reached on an error. The 2-0 with 2 away, Hastings sets and steps off. Calls for time, didn't like it. Rogers stays in his crouch behind the plate. Konis steps out, digs back in, taps the plate a couple of times, arches it over his right shoulder. The pitch misses outside. 3 balls and no strikes now to Ty Konis.
And nowhere to put him. So a pressure-packed pitch. Harwich was in this same situation yesterday in the bottom half of the 9th. Much bigger stakes, but looking for Hastings to battle here.
Like you said, Dan, nowhere to put him. 3-0, Hastings delivers. Fires a strike. Needed it. 3-1.
Another tough pitch coming, and maybe you try and drop a curveball in at the bottom of the zone after mixing it up with the slider. The fastball's been seen. See what he goes to here.
3-1, bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the first. The pitch is swung on, deep drive, left field. Lyra goes back, looks up, it's gone. A 2-out grand slam, and that's how Falmouth opens the scoring in the bottom of the first. Ty Konis fires his first home run of the summer. Commodores lead it 4-0, bottom of the first.
Well, that's ironic, right? Last night's game ends in a winning grand slam for Wareham, and then in the bottom of the first of today's game, they let up a grand slam and find themselves down 4-0. It's funny how baseball works. And really, at the same time, though, Hastings shouldn't have been in that position. You pin that one on Garcia over there at third base. He had the E5. That allowed Konis to come to the plate with the bases loaded, and he hits a shot into left field.
So now, with the bases clear, Hastings set to fire to Pearson Reebok. First pitch is tipped into the mitt of Drew Rogers, 0-1.
And once again, this Wareham team will have to come from behind. That is now every single game this year where they have not scored first.
Right on the left to the junior from Baylor. Pitch misses inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's tough for an offense because not only do you not score first, but that's also a steep deficit that you now walk into, down 4-0.
But
1-1 fouled straight back.
Do remember, this was the exact same scoreline as yesterday's ball game after one inning. It was 4-0 to Harwich, and then or 3-0, and then they came all the way back again. So not like that this team can't do it. It just becomes harder when you're playing from behind all the time.
Yeah, That's what we talked about, just can't get into a habit of it. 1-2 misses inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. If you're relying on consistent come from behind victories, it's not a recipe for success.
Certainly not.
2-2 with 2 away and the base is clear after a grand slam in the bottom of the first from Ty Konis. The pitch, breaking ball, called strike 3. Rings him up on the bottom rail for the third out of the inning. Falmouth scores 4 runs on 2 hits, 1 error in the field on Lincoln Garcia. They send 7 to the plate. It's the Commodores with a 4-0 lead through 1 at Gov Fuller Field. We'll be back when we return. Drew Rogers, Cohen Nikolai, and Dylan Dubovic due up for the Gatemen.
Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A-Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit Reed Custom Soils. Commodores lead it 4-0. Top of the second at Gov Fuller Field with Dan Shalam. I'm Adam Hipsky. 5-6-7 due up to face the starter Nate Stern. It's 3 righties, Drew Rogers, Cohen Nikolai, and Dylan Dubovic. First pitch from Stern on the way. Breaking ball paints the inside corner. A perfectly placed breaking ball at the knees. It's 0-1.
And Wareham needs a response here in this top half of the second. You're in chip-away mode, but only down by 4.
Pitch bounces in the dirt.
It's the exact same deficit that they saw yesterday against Harwich. Came back in that one, trailed 4-2 in the bottom half of the 9th before that 6th spot. But you look to generate some momentum and make Nate Stern uncomfortable out there on the bump.
1-1. Fastball called strike, outer third. Count 1-2, bases clear. Leadoff man in the top of the second. Jason Wax had a leadoff single to open things up in the first, but Stern worked around him, retired 3 straight afterwards. The 1-2. This is inside, and it gets a piece of Rogers. Did it get the knob of the bat? Home plate umpire Sam Finn has his hands in the air, suggesting that it is a foul ball. And Rogers had tossed the bat, started to shed the elbow guard that protects his left elbow, which was right there close to where it seemed like he was hit by the pitch. But it did hit the knob of the bat, Dan, and it'll still be a 1-2 count.
Good call by you. You had it all the way right there. But Rogers, an unfortunate break right there. Better that it doesn't hit him, because we've seen a couple of Gatemen get hit and have not seen them since on the field. So glad Drew Rogers is okay. 1-2,
breaking ball, misses outside. Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Certainly does. That was you right there.
Rogers in a 2-2 count. Nobody on, nobody out. Rogers now batting .313. The 2-2 pitch. He loads up, holds his swing. Right call. Count runs full. A fastball high of the zone. Rogers trying to get on base. Put the leadoff man on for the second straight inning for the Gatemen. Trying to use the momentum that built up after last night's come from behind win. The payoff. Misses inside. Rogers works the walk. So he thought he got hit earlier in the battle, but instead he takes the free base anyways. Just had to wait a couple of pitches.
Yeah, and it's a great job there by Drew Rogers just to battle in that at-bat. Not chase the outside off speed that Stern was trying to get him to go for. And now you pass the bat to the hottest one on the lineup, the hottest bat that is in Cohen Nicolai.
2 home runs for the designated hitter out of Arizona State. First pitch, he takes in another ball. 3 consecutive ones that have missed the zone for Nate Stern. In his first appearance of the summer, he got the win against Brewster back on June 14th. That was last Sunday. Gave up just 1 walk across those 4 innings. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, misses inside. It skips away from Brooks for a second. Stares Rogers back to the base at first. It's a Wareham lineup up and down that doesn't run a ton. Just 6 stolen bases this season. They don't get thrown out a whole lot. 6 for 8 on those attempts, but those 6 stolen bases ranks second to last in the league. 2-0, this time deals a strike. Inside corner, 2-1.
And Drew Rogers, not the speediest guy either, over there at first. So don't expect him to be moving here.
Nicolai, a 2 for 4 day yesterday. Swings and taps it foul. Off the padding, that wraps around the on-deck circle on the first base side to the on-deck circle on the third base side. Dylan Dubovic currently on deck for Wareham. The runner on first and nobody out. Top of the second, Commodores leading 4-0. Stern pitches. Popped up, behind home plate and foul. Well beyond the netting, and Nicolai continues to battle. Something we've grown accustomed to, Nicolai seeing plenty of pitches.
And that's what he did yesterday in that bottom half of the 9th. Battled until he saw what he liked, had a 3-1 count, and absolutely smashed the ball.
It's deep center field. 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Rogers off to second. And so Rogers moves up a base, but Nicolai strikes out. His 5th punch-out of the season. Stern has his 3rd of the day.
100%. And part of what we talk about when the Gatemen loses flushing and moving on to the next day, not remembering the last result, this offense has to do the same thing as yesterday. That 6th-run bottom of the 9th was yesterday, and a great spot here for Dylan Dubovic, another hot bat to drive in a run.
Cuts and misses at a first pitch fastball at 87 miles an hour. He's behind 0-1. The Gatemen did leave 1 on and 1 in scoring position after Jason Wax singled and stole second. It's Nate Nowitzki who struck out to end the first. The 0-1. Another fastball, this one outside. Count now even, a ball and a strike. Dubovic trying to drive in a run. He's brought 1 in so far this summer, trying to make it 2. And a 1-1 count with 1 away. The pitch. Swing and a miss. High heat, 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and Stern elevated it. Dubovic chased. Now he's behind 1-2.
There's plenty of ride on that, and throws it 60% of the time against right-handed hitters. Hard for Dubovic to catch up right there.
Behind 1-2. With a runner on second, the pitch comes home, and another high fastball, and Dubovic chased it again. He's down on 4 pitches. It's the 4th strikeout of the day for Nate Stern, and Dan, they have all been forwards Ks. He swung at all of them.
I mean, strikeouts overall have really been a problem for Wareham this season. It's something that we've seen through and through. They had 8 yesterday and already 4 here tonight.
Brings up Lincoln Garcia. Still a chance to drive in a run, trailing 4-0. First pitch, instead, Stern pivots off the mound and fires back to second. Tosses to a covering Austin Maley at second base. But Rogers, not a sizable lead. He's back easily. First pitch still to come to Lincoln Garcia. Right on right. Fastball misses outside, 1-0.
Garcia looking to make up for the error he had in that bottom half of the first over at third base. Plenty of pop in the bat.
Runner on second is Drew Rogers. 1-0. Takes inside at the belt. 2-0 the count, 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Velocity starting to pick up off the right hand of Nate Stern, 6'4" junior. From the belt, Stern takes a long look at second, turns and fires. This time deals a strike. It's on the inside corner, another fastball, and the count 2-1.
Garcia doing a nice job in this count, getting ahead early. Obviously that strike in there on the last one, but still a good hitter's count to attack with here.
Stern kicks, fires. Popped up right side, hooking out of play. And out of the parameters here in Gov Fuller Field. Very nice day in Falmouth. Beautiful ballpark. One of the bigger crowds we've seen so far in this Cape League season. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 away, Stern delivers. Swing and a miss. 5th strikeout of the day for Nate Stern, and he retires the side after a leadoff walk, all via the punch out. When we return, 8-9-1, due up. Logan Hastings back to the mound, trying to bounce back right here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy! Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
To the bottom of the second we go at Gov Fuller Field. 8-9-1 due up for the Commodores, who hold a 4-0 lead after a grand slam in the bottom of the first off the bat of Tyconis. Logan Hastings, Dan, tries to bounce back after giving up a 4 spot in the home half of the opening frame.
Certainly, it's the 5th time this season that Wareham has allowed a run in that first inning, and they've only played in 8 games. So it's essential here that it's a bounce back in this inning for Hastings. Someone that really, honestly, had a nice inning going for himself and then issued a walk, an error in the field. Still got the last 2 outs of that first inning by way of the strikeout.
Trying to bounce back, faces Anthony Diaz, Dallas Brooks, and Austin Maley. Anthony Diaz making his 7th start. Rising senior out of New Mexico. He's in the transfer portal looking for his new home. Right on left, Hastings, the righty, fires a first pitch breaking ball, and it misses inside at the knees, 1-0. Diaz hasn't been great at the plate for Jack Dahm and the Commodores. Just 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. Pitch, swing and a miss. Cutter from Hastings, count now 1-1.
Slow him down and speed him up. A great job of that right there by Hastings.
The base is clear, leadoff man in the bottom of the second. The pitch, another one cut on and missed. Nearly identical pitches. Hastings likes where he's going against Diaz. First pitch was well placed too, just a little too inside for Sam Finn's liking. 1-2. This time tries to slow him down once again, but it misses down and in. Count level, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good start from Hastings. Has been throwing some non-competitive pitches, looking for the chase and a chance to attack here.
2-2 is popped up left side towards foul ground on the infield, and it's the shortstop R.J. Hamilton who makes the catch. for the first out of the inning. A nice job there for the shortstop today from Duke. But he's a utility guy, Dan, and he makes his first start at shortstop today, and he retires the leadoff man in the bottom of the second.
We've seen him in the infield. We've seen him in the outfield. Really, R.J. Hamilton is a guy that you can slot in anywhere. The defense is stellar, and he's in there for a reason.
Brings up Dallas Brooks, making his Cape Cod debut. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball that finds the bottom of the zone, a called strike.
You can slot in anywhere. The defense is stellar, and he's in there for a reason.
Brings up Dallas Brooks, making his Cape Cod debut. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball that finds the bottom of the zone, a called strike. 0-1. But Brooks looking for a little bit about it was strike 3, but instead it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count to the 9th inning catcher, Dallas Brooks. Now in the 2-2s is a breaking ball that finds the bottom of the zone, a called strike. 0-1. But Brooks looking for a little bit about it was strike 3, but instead it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count to the 9th inning catcher, Dallas Brooks. Now in the 2-2, now it's another breaking ball, another one hit in the air, left field, drops for a base hit right in front of Tony Lira, and Austin Maley is 2 for 2 through 2 at-bats here this evening.
It's both kind of in the same swing both times. Each a single to the left side of the infield. That one was elevated. The first one was on the ground, but just a nice piece of hitting from Maley, who has been the hottest bat in this Commodores lineup by far, and passes the baton off to Peralta.
Fabio Peralta 0 for 1 with a flyout. Hastings kept a very close eye on Maley on first base. His first pitch misses inside. There were 4 or 5 pickoff attempts on first when Maley reached last inning. Hastings takes a quick look over his left shoulder. Now comes set and delivers the 0-1. Pitch misses downstairs. Check that now. 2 balls, no strikes. Back-to-back balls from Hastings. Dancing around the zone after giving up the 2-out single to Maley. Being held on at first by Clark. Right on left, the pitch to Peralta. Grounded right side and foul. Sharply hit. Clark at least was over there after holding on Maley, but had he not been, had he straightened that one out just a little bit, that could have been trouble. But instead, a 2-ball, 1-strike count, disaster averted for the Gatemen. Bottom of the second. Falmouth leading Wareham 4-0. The pitch. Breaking ball just misses. And Rogers thought that was another strike. Tell by his reaction. Kept it in the zone for just a pinch longer. Sam Finn not being generous with the inside corner. See how Hastings adjusts. 3-1. Hit in the air, lined over the glove of Nowitzki into right center field. Maley takes the turn to third. Play at second, cut off by Nowitzki. Now the play at the plate. Maley tries to go home, and he's in with the feet first slide. It gets past Rogers. He lost his footing, and Maley goes first to home, and Falmouth extends its lead. It's 5-0 Commodores.
Really some more sloppy defense by Wareham. R.J. Hamilton was shaken up on that play as Peralta went sliding into second base. Seemed like he might have gotten caught by a cleat, but really on that play, originally it's just a ball into the gap that Dubovic fields. He throws into second base, and Peralta decides to test it. He gets in there to second base, and then once the throw goes to second, Maley decides to come home. The throw gets past Drew Rogers, and it's 5-0. Just some unnecessary throws, kind of manic, pressure-packed play from the Gatemen in the field.
And Rogers couldn't corral it. This is the catcher. First extra base hit of the season for Fabio Peralta. It's an RBI double. And now the first pitch to Jimmy Nugent misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. A little bit of a 2-out rally for the Commodores. after Hastings retired the 8th and 9th hitters in this Falmouth lineup. Since then, the single from Maley and the RBI double from Peralta. 1-0 on Nugent. Runner on the move to third. The pitch is in there for a called strike. No throw down to third.
That was a huge jump that Peralta had. He started going before Hastings even lifted the leg on the mound.
Putting all of their eggs in the basket of getting this third out right now. Because with 2 outs and a runner on third, infield still plays them straight up with 2 away. 1-1. Tipped in between the legs of Rogers. So after that, RBI double from Peralta. The Gatemen have now allowed, well, they had leading up to it, but continued to widen that gap, allowed the most runs in the Cape League. 12 more than the next closest. 1-2. Fastball high, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Not great, and again, in this game early on, it's been a few defensive miscues in the field that's really tripped up the Gatemen. Hastings had a brilliant start to this inning, produced the first 2 outs, and then since that, it's gone downhill.
2-2. Breaking ball, cut on and missed. Strike 3 and a nice bounce back from Hastings after surrendering another run on an RBI double. It's 1 run on 2 hits, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on base. We've played 2 at Guff Fuller Field, and it's all Falmouth. 5-0, Commodores lead. Heading to the third, 9-1-2, due up for the Gatemen.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
Top of the third at Guff Fuller Field, and the Gatemen have a wider deficit to try and come back from. 9-1-2 due up in the top of the third. It's R.J. Hamilton, Jason Wax, and Levi Clark facing the starter Nate Stern, who has been very good. Gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, but since then he's been nearly flawless with 5 strikeouts. First pitch to Hamilton is a fastball that spikes in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Very good start for Falmouth, leading 5-0 after a first inning grand slam with 2 outs from Tyconis, and then another 2-out double from Fabio Peralta that added that 5th run. Pitch misses high and tight on R.J. Hamilton, and now the count's 2 balls and no strikes. Stern's first appearance of the season was out of the pen, making his first start. 2-0. Hit in the air, left center field, towards the gap, drifting back. Slanker makes the catch. Nice play on the run for the left fielder, and there is 1 away in the top of the third.
Stole base hit there from R.J. Hamilton, that's for sure. Smoked a ball into the left center gap, and a nice running play by Slanker. He puts the hand over the head with the glove and comes down with the catch. A nice running play.
Yeah, a little bit across his body, too. Mid on the left hand. Looked like he made it a little bit too far into the gap and had to reach across. Now the first pitch to Jason Wax is grounded right side, fair ball, past a diving Jackson at first. Wax takes the turn. He's on his way to second. The throw comes in late. It's cut off, and Jason Wax attacks the first pitch, and he's got a double, his first extra base hit of the summer, and he's now got a 2-hit day.
Definitely starting to find it. Could talk about it all you want about his slow start to the year, but Jason Wax is making a difference for Wareham in this game. Picked up the first hit yesterday against Harwich, carrying that momentum here today.
So now Levi Clark steps in with another runner into scoring position. Wax was on second in the first inning. First pitch to Clark. Loads up like he wants to swing, but he doesn't. Right decision. Misses up and away. So Wax singled in the first inning and then stole second. But now he's on second after the double. The 1-0 pitch. This time it clips the zone. Inside corner, 1-1. Gatemen 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position today. It was a 9th.
And it was magical at Spillane Field. That comeback was an epic one, and one that is really trying to swing the start of the season for Wareham.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Takes Levi Clark down to a knee. He chased down and away in the zone. And the count is now 2 down in the top of the third. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Takes Levi Clark down to a knee. He chased down and away in the zone. And the count is now 2 down in the top of the third. 6th strikeout of the day for Nate Stern, and his first right here on Cape League TV.
Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A-Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com. Bottom of the third, and Falmouth has forced Wareham to go to its bullpen. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change for the Gatemen, and Dan, they turn it to Caden McDonald, making his first appearance of the summer after Logan Hastings gives them just 2 innings in his second start.
And welcome back, Caden McDonald. We haven't seen him since the second game of the season. That was at the plate. He has not pitched so far this season, and let's tell you about the 6'3", 220 righty from Florida. 3.42 ERA this past season, a 5-1 record over 20 appearances, 47 1/3 in that time with 18 earned runs. It's a 5-pitch mix for McDonald, fastball, curve change, slider, and the sinker. He did throw last year with Wareham as well. That was a 3.51 ERA for him in 25 2/3.
Caden McDonald, like you mentioned, hasn't played since the second game of the season. That was back on June 14th, so exactly a week ago. He was hit by a pitch on his left hand. He's a right-handed pitcher, but he's back on the mound today. He's set to deal to righty-lefty, 4, 5, 6, in the forms of Riley Jackson, Ben Slinker, and Ty Konis with a 5-0 deficit. Out of the windup, his first pitch is a fastball outside for ball 1.
And just to wrap up Logan Hastings' line, 2 innings for him, 4 hits, 5 runs. Only one of them goes down as earned after the error in the field by Garcia, a walk, and 4 strikeouts.
The 1-0. Breaking ball, a called strike. Rogers couldn't corral it, but doesn't matter. Still strike 1. McDonald was an all-CCBL selection last year. Mentioned what he did for the Gatemen in 2025. Nearly 900 OPS, and then that 3.51 ERA. Pitch, outside corner, a called strike. So McDonald makes his first appearance on the mound. Wareham thinks that they can eventually move him into a starting role, but want to ease him back into things. After being hit by a pitch, the 1-2 misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Riley Jackson, who reached on an error, came around to score. It was a ground ball to third base. Lincoln Garcia couldn't handle it. Jackson beat out the throw. It's a tough infield grass here at Guff Fuller Field. The pitch is chopped to the left side of the infield, and Hamilton can't corral. It trickles into left field, and Jackson might be 0 for 2. But he's reached base 2 times.
I mean, you spoke that one into existence right there, talking about the grass on the field, and it comes true. That one just a tough play for R.J. Hamilton, going crossbody on the backhand, just skips by him on a weird bounce on the ground. And that one goes down as a single, so don't put the error there on R.J. Hamilton.
It was a tough play. I thought Hamilton got his glove on it, but it did certainly take an awkward hop. So a leadoff single, pitch comes in, a called strike to Ben Slinker. 0 for 1 with the strikeout, rising senior out of Louisville. Batting just .208 for the Commodores this season. The 5-0 lead in the bottom of the third. McDonald sets fires, swing and a miss. 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and the count's 0-1.
A nice job there and an interesting welcome to the game for Caden McDonald. This is a relatively low-pressure situation, a good chance for him to get his footing already down by 5. Just provide some length and find the zone.
The 0-2 from McDonald. Check swing. It doesn't matter. Called strike 3. Slinker stares at it, and he's now 0 for 2 with a couple of punch-outs.
And a nice job right there by Caden McDonald, just freezing the hitter, rebounding after the single to start off things here in the bottom half of the third. And goes against now Ty Konis, the man who hit the grand slam back in the first.
Konis certainly dangerous in the right-handed batter's box. He had 4 RBIs heading into today, and after the grand slam, he's now doubled that total. First pitch, he swings and skies it left side, and just foul. Out in front of it, pulls it down the line, and yanks it to the left of the foul pole line. The count 0-1.
McDonald, a guy known for the swing and miss stuff, had 17 Ks last summer with the Gatemen.
9 pitches, 7 strikes so far today for the right-hander, who winds and deals the 0-1. Breaking ball, a called strike.
And that's what McDonald does so brilliantly. He will put the fastball at you at around 90 and then drop in the breaker at 80. Playing the game there. A nice job.
He's ahead in the count on Ty Konis. As that grand slam today, and the pitch misses downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Konis, the shortstop, hit that grand slam off of his college teammate Logan Hastings, who went just 2 innings. The right on right, 1-2 is grounded foul.
And that fastball coming in at 93. So McDonald starting to get stronger as he begins the outing.
Certainly expected from a guy that is making his first appearance on the mound since May for Florida. The 1-2 popped up and into the netting. Count still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jackson still on first. He singled, although it was a tough one for R.J. Hamilton. Did get his glove on it, but still made it into left field. Hamilton, the shortstop, making his first start over there this summer. The 1-2 instead, a check on first. Jackson back without a tag. Five 0 Falmouth leads. Wareham, after its second win of the season last night, off to a slow start today. The 1-2 popped up and fouled out of play. Count still 1-2. McDonald trying to work around a leadoff base runner here in the third. Black mitt pressed up against his chest, gets his sign from Rogers. The pitch, swing and a miss. Elevated fastball at 93 miles an hour. Back-to-back punch-outs for Caden McDonald in his debut on the hill for the Gatemen.
Skillful job. Just goes back to the fastball, forces the chase. He looks powerful out there right now.
No doubt about it. Jackson, the leadoff base runner after the infield single. And now back-to-back punch-outs from Caden McDonald. Brings up Pearson Reebok, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch, he flies it left side and into the netting for strike 1. Rising junior out of Baylor, playing third base for Falmouth today. It's right on left for McDonald, who nods in agreement with Rogers, collects himself, and fires a changeup on the outside corner for a called strike. Nothing in 2 here on Reebok. In danger of getting sent to the dugout on strikes for consecutive appearances. The 1-2, and he stays alive. Taps it foul into the netting behind home plate, and the count's still 0-2.
McDonald just hammering the zone. He's not scared to pitch to you. 15 strikes on 18 pitches so far in this inning.
No balls, 2 strikes. McDonald, the pitch. This time it's outside. A late runner to second, and the throw down is into center field, but no more damage. Wax comes in and makes sure Jackson doesn't steal an extra 90 feet. But a very late steal for Riley Jackson in a 2-strike count with 2 away.
Just kind of caught Drew Rogers not paying attention there for a second, started to run, and by the time Rogers realized it, it was too late.
So now a runner into scoring position for the Commodores, trying to extend this 5-0 lead. The pitch is grounded foul, right side. Slow roller. Count remains 1-2. McDonald is pounding the zone. 80% strikes so far today. 20 pitches, 16 for strikes. Trying to keep this deficit at 5 for the Gatemen. 1-2, 2 away. The pitch misses outside and gets away from Rogers. Jackson takes off for third. He's in standing up without a throw. So now a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And another run for the Commodores just 90 feet away.
Drew Rogers just bounces off his glove at a funny angle right there. Unfortunate bounce. And now you need quality stuff from McDonald.
2 balls, 2 strikes. McDonald to Reebok, sets and fires. Misses inside at the letters. And now the count runs full to Reebok, who was behind at 0-2. Now has worked the count full. McDonald Receives his sign from Rogers. The payoff. Spikes in the dirt, ball 4. McDonald was ahead in the count, 0-2. And Reebok battles back, gets the free pass. And McDonald, this pitch count being driven up, is already his 23rd pitch. And Dan, it all started with that leadoff infield single for Riley Jackson.
And then he had back-to-back strikeouts before letting up that walk. So he's been doing a really nice job, but just lost the control a little bit in that count.
Now Anthony Diaz with runners on the corners. He swings and fouls the first pitch. Over the netting. On the count, bottom of the third. Commodores leading 5-0. McDonald delivers. And another one that's popped up behind home plate. And out of play. 0-2, an identical circumstance to what Caden McDonald just faced in the previous batter against Pearson Reebok. This time, McDonald aiming for a different result. 0-2. Right on left, the pitch from the righty reliever. Runner on the move, and a hit and run placed. It's popped up left side. Foul ground, Garcia under it, and he holds it in for the third out of the inning. McDonald works around a little bit of traffic and strands a pair on the corner. It's one hit, no runs, no errors in the field, and one runner left on base. We're a third of the way through at Guff Fuller Field, and it's Falmouth with a 5-0 lead on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy! Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Third of the way through here at Guff Fuller Field as Falmouth leads Wareham 5-0 in the top half of the fourth. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky, as it's 4-5-6 coming to the plate here for the Gatemen in the top half of the fourth, an offense that has produced just 2 hits over the first 3 innings and obviously no runs.
Yeah, those 2 hits, Dan, both from Jason Wax, a guy that was hitless and had really struggled to start the summer. But good to see him get going. Now it's time for him to try and pass the baton to a couple of other Gatemen guys that have not had the best start to this day. And they're going to need to get going quickly because Wareham in danger of falling behind, and the sluggish offense continues to not really produce.
It's still Nate Stern out on the bump for Falmouth. He's thrown 45 pitches through the first 3 innings. He looks to continue the dominance. Going up against Nate Nowitzki, who struck out to end off the first inning. He takes a first pitch strike at the top of the zone. Stern really has not ran into all that much trouble outside of the leadoff man, Jason Wax, who has the only 2 hits in the ball game for Wareham. He had a double last inning with 1 out, and Stern worked around it. His 0-1 pitch is fouled out of play, so it's quickly no balls, 2 strikes on the second baseman, Nate Nowitzki, who last night against Harwich went 0 for 3, had a walk, and did come around to score a run. Here's the 0-2, off speed, high and away for ball 1.
We make a lot of what this Wareham offense has done with runners in scoring position, and to its credit, they've had the opportunities, but again, today 0 for 5.
1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Grounded over to the third base dugout, foul. Bumps up on the screen above the Wareham dugout as the dugouts are dug in to the ground. Here at Gov Fuller Field, different from at home where they're at field level. 1-2 pitch is cut on and missed by Nate Nowitzki at the top of the zone. He was fooled by the fastball, and there's one down here in the top of the fourth.
Nate Stern is making quick work of this Gatemen lineup, and Nowitzki was never comfortable behind in the count, and Stern knew it, and he's used it to his advantage. And to his credit, he's done a nice job of getting him counts where he can throw pitches like that and try and force the Gatemen hitters to chase.
Nowitzki 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and now it's Drew Rogers' turn at the plate, and he takes a first pitch strike at the top of the zone. Rogers walked back in the second inning. That was to lead off the inning before Stern struck out 3 straight Gatemen to end off things in the top of the second. He fires the 0-1. It misses on the inside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 down here in the top half of the fourth. Wareham still searching for that first road win of the season, 0 for 3 away from Spillane Field to start the year. They're going to need a 5-run comeback.
His 2 at-bats, the only one to get a free pass from Nate Stern, and Drew Rogers is swinging a hot bat, so if you're Nate Stern, I think you're okay with kind of painting around the zone instead of giving Rogers a pitch to turn on.
Cohen Nicolai's turn. The first pitch to him runs inside and misses for ball 1. A strikeout in the second inning. He was part of that second inning where Stern retired 3 in a row. He was the first to be sat down on the strikeout. Looking to make an impact here with Rogers at first in a 1 ball, no strike count. Stern set at the belt. Now fires. The ball bounces behind Brooks, gets behind him. Rogers over to second base. And he moves up on the wild pitch from Nate Stern. So now a runner into scoring position here for the Gatemen with 1 down in the fourth.
Another opportunity. You're
Drew
going to have
Rogers.
at least 2 at-bats with a runner into scoring position.
He was at second base with no one out back in the second inning. Same exact scenario. Walked, made it over to second base before 3 straight strikeouts from Nate Stern. He'll try and do the same thing again. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's his pitch. Misses on the outside part of the plate, and it's 3-0. This a Wareham team that swung multiple times yesterday in a 3 ball, no strike count. Will be interesting to see what Cohen Nicolai does here. Stern ready. Lines and deals. Misses at the bottom part of the zone. He thought that one was a strike, as did Brooks, who held it there for a long time, but it's a 4-pitch walk to Cohen Nicolai, and now runners at first and second with Dylan Dubovic trotting to the plate.
And so now the infield pinches in towards the bag, at least the middle of the infield, with Konis, the shortstop, and Maley, the second baseman. We even saw yesterday Wareham ground into a couple of double plays. But now the time for the Commodores to try and regroup.
It is Paul Evans, the pitching coach, out to the mound to talk things over here with Stern. This is the real first sticky situation that he's found himself in this outing. Through the first 3 1/3, really worked efficiently and only had 1 base runner on at a time. So the first time he's had multiple guys on, with Rogers over at second, Nicolai at first, both reaching by way of the walk. Dylan Dubovic was a huge part of that 9th inning comeback yesterday, had a single with Nowitzki over at first that put runners at first and second with nobody out. Trying to spark some life into this Gatemen offense here in the top half of the fourth, trailing by 5. Stern ready, fires the first pitch. It's hit out into center field. Peralta is under it, comes in to make the play. 1 pitch and 1 big out for Nate Stern, and there's 2 down here in the top half of the fourth.
And such a big difference right there between 1 out and 2 outs if you're Nate Stern. Nice job for the Commodores to just get their pitcher to settle down, regroup, collect himself, and then fires a pitch that Dubovic thought he liked, but couldn't barrel it up.
Lincoln Garcia at the plate, struck out to end off the second inning. Takes a first pitch at the bottom of the zone. Ball 1. And Stern looking to work out of trouble once again. Still has the catcher Rogers at second and Nikolai at first. Stern deals. Misses high and away with a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. Count goes to 2-0. It's been a lot of balls in this inning for Nate Stern, but he's made the pitches when he's needed to and is just 1 out away from getting out of this jam, but has to work around a 2-ball, no-strike count with 2 on. Stern composes himself, takes a deep breath, and now deals. It's chopped just over to the first base dugout. Foul by Garcia. We'll do it again at 2-1.
Yeah, and if nothing else, try and drive his pitch count up, because the Gatemen not having a ton of success, at least through the first 3 innings, trying to get on the board here in the 4th, but try and get to the Falmouth bullpen.
Here's the 2-1. A big cut and a miss from Garcia. Swinging out of his shoes on that one. Count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on for Wareham with 2 down here in the top half of the 4th. Lincoln Garcia looking to pull through. Stern fires. The pitch is fouled off to the right side. Falls into one of the grandstands on that first base side. Count stays at 2-2.
And if you're looking for some silver lining, if you're a Gatemen fan, the Falmouth bullpen has a 7.2 ERA, which ranks 2nd worst in the Cape League. So try and get Stern out of this game, do some late inning damage like they did yesterday.
That only behind Katuitt. The 2-2 once again fouled off by Garcia straight to the screen. He's doing a nice job of fighting in this count. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming. Rogers at second, Nikolai at first. Both on base, off of walks in this inning from Stern. He deals. Misses at the bottom of the zone, and the count goes full.
Yeah, great job from Garcia there. That's a tough pitch to lay off of, but even if he hadn't been rung up on that pitch, Sam Finn has been generous to hitters at the bottom of that zone.
Full count, 2 outs, runners on the move. Here's the pitch. Put in play to the right side, and it gets past the diving glove of Maley. Coming in to score is Rogers. Over to third on the play is Nikolai. It's an RBI single with 2 down for Lincoln Garcia. The Gatemen are on the board. It's 5-1.
Great piece of hitting from Lincoln Garcia. Saw plenty of pitches. Recognized that Sam Finn was going to be generous to hitters. Stayed alive, didn't want to attack, down in the zone. And then that time in a full count, knew Stern had to put it somewhere inside the zone. Punches it opposite field and puts the Gatemen on the board.
And it was a nice try by Maley over there at second base, but just got past his outstretched glove. And now the manager, Jack Dahm, out onto the field, coming to get the ball from Stern as he is out of this game after letting up the RBI single in the top half of the 4th with 2 down. He leaves 2 runners on base. A new arm coming onto the bump for Falmouth here in the top half of the 4th with still work to do. We'll give you the pitcher and all you need to know on the other side here on Cape League TV.
Child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Alyssa Watling, intuitive call to the bullpen here in the top half of the fourth for the Falmouth Commodores. It's Jake Michalak on from Ohio State looking to stop the damage here and get out of this inning for Falmouth. Runners at the corners with 2 down for Wareham with 1 ready across.
Yeah, he enters in a very tough spot, Dan, with 2 runners on and a couple of base hits. With, granted, in his favor, he's got 2 outs, but a couple of base hits, and this deficit once looked nearly insurmountable, and R.J. Hamilton can start it. But he's a 6'3", 220-pound right-hander from Ohio State. Made 20 appearances, no starts, but collected 5 wins and just 2 losses and a 4.5 ERA across 44 innings of work.
Going to try and get out of this jam. R.J. Hamilton, the 9-hole hitter at the plate. The righty steps in, looking to knock in another run. First pitch from Michalak finds the outside corner for strike 1. It's a 3-pitch mix for Michalak. It's a sinker that tops out at 95, slider topping out at 86, and the last being a changeup at 88. Here's the no ball, 1-strike pitch. Misses on the outside part. Count goes to 1-1. Cohen declines at third base. Over at first is Lincoln Garcia after he had the RBI single that knocked Nate Stern out of this ball game. 3 2/3 for him, 3 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. The line still open. He's let up 1. Both runners on board are his. The 1-1 misses down in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike against R.J. Hamilton, who came into last night's game as a pinch runner. Got a plate appearance with the bases loaded and 1 down in the bottom half of the 9th. He grounded out to the third baseman, who threw it home, and then the very next batter, Cohen Nicolai, sent everyone home. Here's the 2-1. Once again, bounced in the dirt. A nice block by Brooks, but the count goes to 3-1, and Michalak at risk now of walking the bases loaded.
Yeah, and an interesting spot here for Michalak because he was a starter his sophomore year at Ohio State, then moved to a reliever role for the Buckeyes, now in a big pressure-packed situation.
3-1. Gets behind Brooks. Coming in to score is Nicolai, and that is a big run for the Gatemen. They make it 5-2. R.J. Hamilton goes down to first on the walk.
Yeah, nice job for Wareham. Take advantage. Even though it's a walk, you could load the bases, but a little bit of room, more so here than at Spillane Field. When a ball gets past the catcher, Nicolai heads up base running, takes home, and now this lead continues to shrink, and you have a Jason Wax stepping to the plate that's been very good as of late.
2 for 2 in this game. A single to start off the game and then a double in the third. Wareham could certainly use that double now. First pitch from Michalak, high and away for ball 1. Garcia is at second. Hamilton over at first. A 2-out rally for the Gatemen. They've plated both their runs with 2 outs on the scoreboard. Michalak looking to limit the damage here. The 1-0. Missing down in the dirt. Gets by Brooks, and both runners are going to move up. Michalak relies a lot on the off-speed pitch, and Brooks has had trouble handling it so far, and that's allowed Wareham to take advantage.
Yeah, base hit here, 2 outs, runners on the move whenever contact is made. Wax, you certainly want to hit from him here. Not to say that the first 2 were a waste, but Wareham after couldn't do anything to produce a run. Base hit here can make this just a 1-run game.
The 2-0 missing inside, and the count goes to 3-0. So once again, Michalak at risk of walking the bases loaded. And there have been 2 pass balls in this inning on Brooks behind the plate, both with Michalak on the bump. Needs to deliver a quality pitch here to Wax. The 3-0 catches the inside corner. 3 balls, 1 strike. Same exact count that R.J. Hamilton had. Garcia at third base with Hamilton at second. Michalak set at the belt, fires. Put into play on the left side and foul ground, and it'll drop foul, so the count goes full.
And now for Wax, have to protect. It's a much different count, 3-1, than it is 3-2, especially with first base open. Levi Clark on deck. He's 0 for 2 today. Just make sure it's something that you like, but still have to protect.
Michalak deals. The ball is hit out into right center field. Going back is Peralta. He's on the track. It one hops off the wall, and it actually goes up and over, out of play. 2 runs in to score. That is an RBI double for Jason Wax, and the Gatemen only trail by 1. It's 5-4.
That's right, Dan. 3 scoreless innings, and you get to the bullpen. And now Jake Michalak having some trouble, and a great job for Jason Wax. We said make sure it's a pitch you like to hit. How about middle for the center fielder? Now a 3-hit day. You don't want to continue to harp on the slow start, but it just goes to show what he has done in these last 2 days and why it's so incredible.
And not just 3 hits, but 2 doubles as well. He represents the tying run, standing at second with Levi Clark at the plate, who takes a first pitch ball from Michalak. And the more impressive part about this top half of the 4th is that all the runs have been scored with 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it was a good start to the inning for Nate Stern. But since then, Wareham now sending its 8th hitter to the plate.
Clark 0 for 2, trying to make something happen. The 1-0 finds the zone. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Wareham with 4 across in this inning on 2 hits, 3 walks. Clark trying to drive home Wax and tie this game up at 5. Michalak fires the 1-1. It's put on the ground over to the right side. The second baseman, Maley, gloves. Throws to first and retires Clark, but not before the Gatemen put up a 4 spot here in the top half of the 4th. Make this a 1-run ball game as we head to the bottom half. Just a 1-run ball game here at Gov Fuller Field. Stay right with us here on Cape League TV.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
We got a ball game on our hands here from Gov Fuller Field as it's 5-4 Falmouth in the bottom half of the 4th. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky after Wareham puts up a 4 spot in that top half of the 4th. All runs coming with 2 outs. It was impressive stuff from the offense.
Yeah, absolutely it was, Dan, and it was an offense where you thought if there was ever a time that they would get off to a hot start out of the gates, it would have been today after what they did yesterday in the 9th inning, but instead 3 scoreless frames to start, get to the bullpen, start to do some damage.
9-1-2 here for Falmouth in the bottom half of the 4th. Caden McDonald still on the bump. Gets a first pitch swing and miss. 4-strike 1 on the catcher, Dallas Brooks, who struck out in his first plate appearance in the 2nd. This Brooks' first game here on the Cape in 2026. Checks his swing on the 0-1. Fouls it off to the screen on the third base side. And McDonald ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. McDonald did a nice job in that third inning, worked around some damage, produced a 0. Looking to continue that. The no-ball two-strike pitch is cut on and missed in the dirt. A nasty slider there from Caden McDonald. The drop third strike is taken care of by Rogers, and there's one down here in the bottom of the 4th.
And you think that doesn't get the defense behind him fired up? A nasty wipeout slider to retire the 9th inning. Dallas Brooks, and after you put up a 4 spot, and not to say that it's not complementary baseball between pitching and hitting, but Caden McDonald has certainly provided a boost for the offense.
Leadoff man Austin Maley at the plate takes a first pitch ball high and away, and McDonald has been hungry to get back out onto the field, was hit in the second game of the season, and we haven't seen him since, but making an impact here in his first game since. Maley checks his swing on the 1-0. He does go around. It's 1 ball, 1 strike, and Maley has been a producer for Falmouth in this game. 2 singles, and he's come around to score on both. The 1-1 pitch. Chopped over to the third base side. Garcia throws across the diamond in plenty of time. And McDonald doing a great job here in the 4th. 2 quick outs.
Yeah, nice job for Lincoln Garcia. Heads up. You never know what kind of hop that infield grass is going to give you. But this time, fields it cleanly, goes to first. 2 away. Caden McDonald starting to really find a rhythm.
Certainly has. 3 in a row retired for McDonald. Fabio Peralta, the 2-hole hitter at the plate, digs in as McDonald fires a first pitch ball on the outside part of the plate. Peralta had an RBI double back in the second inning. That brought home the 5th run of the game for Falmouth, which represents the winning run as of right now. McDonald blows the 1-0 straight by Peralta. Swing and a miss for strike 1 in this count. McDonald just trying to get his bats right back into the dugout. 3-4-5 coming for Wareham in the top half of the 5th. The 1-1 missing in the right-handed batter's box. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 down with the bases clear here in the bottom half of the 4th.
And McDonald trying to make much quicker work. Needed 26 pitches to retire the side in his first inning.
2-1 offering. Chopped over to the shortstop. Hamilton takes a couple of steps on the dirt, throws to first, and a nice pick by Levi Clark. Hamilton bounced it, but Clark was there to save the day, and McDonald works a clean 1-2-3 bottom half of the 4th. Keeps this a 1-run game with Wareham coming to bat here on Cape League TV.
Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit Reed Custom Soils.
We've hit the 5th inning at Gov Fuller Field as the Falmouth Commodores lead the Wareham Gatemen 5-4. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. And Adam, it kind of feels like this Gatemen squad started slow. We're down 5-0. They've been picking up the momentum. 4 runs in the top half of the 4th. A 1-2-3 by McDonald. in the bottom half and looking to get right back after it with Tony Lira to start things off in the fifth.
And credit Nate Stern, a great start, but getting to the bullpen can do so much for a hitter's mentality.
Michalak still out there, deals a first pitch ball here to Tony Lira, who is 0 for 2 tonight. A strikeout in the first, a ground out over to short in the third inning. Michalak winds, fires, a big cut and a miss from Lira. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wareham plating all 4 runs in that top half of the fourth with 2 outs. A really nice job of some situational hitting and finding the right holes. Michalak deals, it's fouled behind the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Nate Stern, a guy with plenty of swing and miss stuff, in a Wareham offense that has struggled with the swing and miss a lot this year. 7 strikeouts and 3 2/3 today. Getting to the bullpen can do a lot in that sense as well.
1-2 to Lira. Misses on the outside part. Michalak, also a strikeout guy, had 46 punch-outs this past season with Ohio State, really mixing the sinker and the slider to his advantage. 2-2. Misses in the left-handed batter's box. The count goes full here to Tony Lira. Wareham did not have the leadoff runner on in the fourth. Nate Nowitzki struck out, but back-to-back walks from Drew Rogers and Cohen Nicolai propelled the inning. Here's the payoff. Missing down low at the knees of Lira. He works the walk, and the Gatemen have the tying run on with no one out here in the top half of the fifth.
And if you look down the right field line, the screen being brought out, protecting the bullpen for the Commodores. You certainly expect another arm to start to get up and warming for Falmouth.
It's been a rough start for Michalak. He really hasn't been able to find a flow in this game. Was thrown into a fire with runners at the corners with 2 down and has struggled a little bit. Nate Nowitzki at the plate takes a first pitch strike from Michalak. Lira over at first base after the leadoff walk, and Wareham trying to come from 5 runs down and tie this game. They've already made it 80% of the way there. The 0-1 high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. It went near the level of Nowitzki's head, so Michalak struggling with that sinker control, likes to usually throw it in the zone and force some weak contact on the ground, but has not been finding his spots so far. Here's the 1-1. Chopped over to the first base side and through the hole. A nice single from Nate Nowitzki. Lira stops at second, and the Gatemen are threatening with 2 runners on and no one out here in the top of the fifth.
For Nate Nowitzki, he's a prime example of what getting to the bullpen can do. Faced the starter Nate Stern 2 times, was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Gets to the bullpen, faces Michalak, and this time punches it towards the right side, finds the hole after the first baseman Jackson was holding on Lira, and then a nice shot, perfectly placed pull hitter for Nowitzki, and now 2 on. Gateman threatening again.
Drew Rogers, the catcher at the plate. 2 walks in this game. Walked in the fourth, came around to score for the first run of the ball game for Wareham. 2 runners on, first pitch from Michalak. Misses on the outside part. 1-0. Lira is at second base. Nowitzki over at first after his single. Still no one out here for Wareham with the tying run at second and the go-ahead at first. Michalak deals the 1-0, and he is really having trouble finding the zone. Misses down and away, and it's 2-0. Takes a trot around the mound, goes for the rosin bag as he's struggling with control. Rogers looking to make him pay. Was 2 for 4 yesterday against Harwich, and he has been hot as of late for Wareham. 2-0. Catches the bottom rail. 2 balls, 1 strike. Michalak battling back in this count. Rogers steps back into the righty batter's box. Michalak looks in, gets the sign, and now deals. Paints the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Drew Rogers.
It's Owen Slater warming up for Falmouth. He's up in throwing. He has not made an appearance this summer on Cape Cod.
The righty from Missouri State, but currently the Ohio State product, Michalak trying to get the first out. And a 2-2 count, here's the pitch. Misses down and away, tried to get the chase on the slider, and the count goes full to Drew Rogers.
Yeah, big time from Drew Rogers. See as many pitches as you can. Make sure you command the zone. Protect the plate. No outs. Don't want to roll over on one.
Takes a deep breath, puts the bat above the right shoulder. Michalak with the payoff pitch. Misses at the top of the zone. Drew Rogers with a skillful at-bat. Really knowing the plate well, laying off all the balls, works a pivotal walk, and the bases are juiced with no one out for Cohen Nicolai. This seems a little bit familiar.
Yeah, absolutely it does, Dan. And even for Drew Rogers, when it came to that slow start, when he opened up the season 0 for 9, he had only drawn 2 walks, and that promised a mound visit. So it wasn't even like he was commanding the plate that well. But then once he had that 3-hit day against Hyannis, couple of hits yesterday against Harwich, and now he's starting to find his groove in not just straightening them out and finding space in the outfield to drop down for hits, but he's also making sure that the pitches that he has thrown are strikes. Because through that 0 for 9 skid, he struck out 6 times.
Paul Evans, the pitching coach, discussing things out there on the mound, trying to settle down Michalak, and clearly the reliever not ready yet in the pen for Falmouth. So Michalak is going to have to face Cohen Nicolai, who had a grand slam in the bottom half of the 9th yesterday to win the ball game for Wareham. Can deliver in a big way once again here in the top half of the 5th with the bases loaded. Here's the first pitch to Nicolai. Misses down low, ball 1. Over at third is Lira, Nowitzki at second, Rogers at first. Michalak has dealt back-to-back walks and finds himself in a 1-ball, no-strike count here to Nicolai. Nobody out in this top of the 5th. Michalak fires. Paints the top corner on the outside part of the plate, 1-1.
Nicolai worked a walk his last time up. That was against Stern, so first time facing the reliever Michalak.
Trying to make an impact, had 5 RBIs last night. Looking for just 1 to tie up this game. The pitch. Cut on, checked his swing. He does go round. Nicolai tried to hold it back, but Michalak put the slider across his body, and he couldn't resist. So Nicolai has to go to work here. 1 balls, 2 strikes, and the base is loaded. Michalak comes set at the belt. Nicolai ready to go. He fires, and the pitch is way outside. It's 2-2. Nicolai hit the grand slam in a 3-ball, 1-strike count yesterday. His 2 home runs on the season for Wareham, a team-leading mark. They certainly would love it again here in this spot. Michalak deals, and Nicolai takes all the way as that pitch misses above his head. And the count goes full. There is nowhere to put Cohen Nicolai.
And Michalak has to find it here, and if you're Nicolai, you have to be ready to pounce. Might not get a better pitch than this. 3-2, no outs with the bases loaded.
A huge spot. Michalak comes set. Here's the payoff pitch. Chopped on the ground over to the shortstop. He will go over to third base, so they get 1 at third, but the tying run in this game comes across to score in Tony Lira. It's a 5-5 ball game here in Falmouth.
Yeah, do your job if you're Cohen Nicolai. Michalak fires a pitch that was middle, and I'm sure Nicolai wishes that he could have squared up on that one, but instead drives in a run, and you'll take it if you're the Gatemen. Down 5-0, now in a 5-5 game with a runner in scoring position.
Great fight from this Gatemen team. Dylan Dubovic at the plate, swings at the first pitch he sees, grounds it over to the right side, and it goes off the glove of Jackson. Everyone will stay put, and the bases are loaded once again, this time for Lincoln Garcia.
And this time it's the Commodores on the wrong end of a tough bounce. Right side of the infield, it looked like a chance for a double play, but instead, Maley can't corral, and another prime opportunity for Lincoln Garcia.
trying to deliver for the Gatemen as it seems like Wareham was the one here to call basically a hitting mound visit for Ryan Smythe. So all the runners dart over, and Lincoln Garcia in the middle of it, and they're all being talked to by head coach Ryan Smythe.
Yeah, make sure everyone's on the same page here. One out, you don't want to be uber aggressive in an opportunity where you don't need to be, but you also don't want to be too passive because anything that happens right here on this at-bat, I think when you also look at it, Ryan Smythe's probably telling his guys, hey, be ready here because this infield can take some very nasty bounces, so be ready to go. Make sure your head's on a swivel no matter what.
Rogers at third, Nikolai at second, Dubovic at first with Garcia at the plate with one down. First pitch from Michalak. It goes by Brooks. Coming in to score is Rogers, and the Gatemen have the lead. It's 6-5. Wareham was down 5-0 in this ball game.
Yeah, big time. Come from behind. Caden McDonald has provided some stability. 2 innings, just 1 hit, 1 walk, but back-to-back scoreless frames, and now the hitting is contagious. Down the line, continuing to work through the order. A very, very good job for the Gatemen to stay disciplined at the plate.
Second and third for Garcia and a 1-ball, no-strike count. Pitch misses outside for ball 2. Both runners moving up on that play. It's now Nikolai at third with Dubovic at second. And still 1 down. Wareham's scored 2 here in the top half of the 5th. Michalak fires. Misses at the bottom of the zone. 3 balls and no strikes once again at risk of walking the bases loaded.
Nowhere to put him. Well, check that. First base.
There is somewhere to put him, but you don't want to put him there.
No, not at all. With 1 out. Just trying to get that second one.
The 3-0. In there, top part of the zone.
And if you're Michalak, that can do, you don't want to walk another guy. You don't want to feel more pressure with another base runner. Even if his day is done, you don't want to give it to the next guy with more runners inherited.
Michalak comes home. Garcia chops it just foul right at the feet of Brooks.
It didn't seem like a very comfortable swing from Garcia. Wanted to attack, got out in front of it, got just a piece of it, but right there I think in a 3-1 count with 2 in scoring position, he could start to really feel this game breaking open. Be too aggressive on the 3-1.
The count goes full, still second and third, 1 down. Here's the payoff, high and away for ball 4. The bases are loaded once again. And now there will be a pitching change coming for Jack Dom and the Falmouth Commodores. Not Jake Michalak's day. He came in with runners at the corners and 1 down, and he ends up pitching and letting up 6 runs. Not all on his line, but they all come across with Michalak on the mound. So it's an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. Here in the top half of the 5th, the bases are loaded for the Gatemen with 1 down. We'll get you all the action on the other side here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy! Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
It's Owen Slater out of the pen as the Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen for the Falmouth Commodores comes true here in the top half of the 5th. And the reliever is Owen Slater trying to clean up the mess that Jake Michalak left on the bases.
Yeah, bases loaded, 1 out for Owen Slater making his debut on the Cape. The only player on this Falmouth Commodores team from north of the border. The 6'4", 205-pound 20-year-old out of Ontario, Canada, making his first appearance of the summer. He made 16 this spring for Missouri State. Rising junior had a 4-3 record, a 6.79 ERA. He started 12 games, so was actually primarily a starter for Missouri State. He threw 58 in a third innings. He walked 34 batters and 40 strikeouts. Did make those 4 relief appearances, but did not collect a save. He was a normal starter for the Bears, made 12 starts, and now he comes in with anything but a clean inning. Bases loaded and 1 out. The silver lining, you're facing R.J. Hamilton, who is slumping a little bit.
Jake Michalak leaves the game with just 2/3 of an inning pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs across on his line, 2 earned. He's responsible for all 3 on base, and those 3 being Cohen Nicolai at third, Dylan Dumovic at second, and Lincoln Garcia at first. For the righty, R.J. Hamilton steps into the box, looking to add to this lead as Wareham has already brought home 2 here in the top half of the 5th after trailing this game 5-0. Slater's ready. Here's the first pitch. Chopped over to the shortstop, Konis. He throws over to second, on to first, not in time, but a run does score on the play, and now coming home is Dubovic. He is out at the plate. And that seemed like a controversial call there from Sam Finn at the plate.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I thought Dubovic got his feet in there. Tough to see. There was a ton of dirt over on the plate. But a nice job by R.J. Hamilton to at least give the opportunity. Nonetheless, run comes in, and Wareham has a 2-run lead.
So just to clean up the mess, that was a chopper over to short. Konis through to second. Falmouth tried to get the out at first. Coming in on the plate to score was Nicolai, and then Dubovic tried to come home and stretch it, but he was tagged out. So Wareham puts 3 on the board here in the top half of the 5th. They now lead this game 7-5. Caden McDonald back to the bump when we come back here on Cape League TV.
Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Bottom half of the 5th here in Falmouth. Wareham scratches across 3 in the top half, leads this game 7-5. Caden McDonald on the bump deals a first pitch strike to Jimmy Nugent, the DH. Quickly ahead 0-1. A lot of madness on that last play to end off the top half of the 5th as McDonald set at the belt. Now fires. Ball is fouled out on the first base line. Drops in the stands. And that officially goes down as a fielder's choice 6-4-3-5-2 double play to end off the top half of the 5th. It was madness Falmouth tried to turn a double play, ended up having Dylan Dubovic at the plate on a ball that R.J. Hamilton put into play. The 0-2, strike three on the corner. Caden McDonald starts the bottom half of the fifth with a statement. Second strikeout of the evening, and there's one down.
Yeah, I mean, Caden McDonald has done wonders for this Wareham team. Some much-needed stability on the mound out of the bullpen. This Gatemen bullpen proving to be a little bit of a strength and get deep into it. Multiple guys. Caden McDonald has been a much welcomed addition.
Riley Jackson, the first baseman at the plate. Big cut and a miss on the first pitch from McDonald. Down 0-1. Jackson 1 for 2 in this game, reached on an error in the first and then singled in the third. And is now at the plate once again. And a no-ball, one-strike count. McDonald fires, and he is doing a beautiful job. Gets a huge swing and a miss with the slider cross body, and he's quickly ahead. No balls and 2 strikes.
For Commodores offense that was in a rhythm early, 5 runs, first 2 innings, then you're out on the field for a long, long time. See a couple of pitching changes, now off balance.
0-2. McDonald tried to go back to the spot that he just got Nugent to freeze on for the strikeout, but home plate umpire Sam Finn not giving it. 1-2. McDonald set. Attacking Jackson. Now deals. Goes with the off speed. It's fouled straight back to the screen. We'll do it again at 1-2.
Keep battling here for Caden McDonald. Don't let Jackson deter you.
And
stay in your groove.
What a comeback from these Gatemen. Down 5-0 to start this game. They have rallied off 7 unanswered runs. Lead this game by 2. The 1-2 skied out into center field. Wax camped under it, makes the play, and there's 2 down. McDonald now with just a great outing. It has turned into just a stellar timeout there for him. He has retired 5 batters in a row.
Yes, he has. And for McDonald, it's been not just the fastball. The fastball is an upgrade in velocity from what Logan Hastings threw, a guy that throws primarily cutter, actually. And the Commodores haven't really caught up to him.
Ben Slanker, the left fielder at the plate. The lefty takes a first pitch ball at the top of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. McDonald came into this game in the third and has not let up a run and is dealing. 1 ball, 1 strike after he finds the outside corner. That slider has been the most effective pitch for him as the 1-1 misses on the outside part. And what an entrance to the game for him. Haven't seen him in a few games. And it feels like he is putting life into the offense right now, even while he's on the mound. The 2-1 is cut on and missed for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom half of the 5th. McDonald looking for consecutive 1, 2, 3 innings. Comes set on the rubber. Kicks and fires. Ball is chopped over to Garcia on the third base side. Just rolls out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2.
If you're McDonald, you don't want to lose a hitter here in a 2-strike count with 2 away. Trust your defense. Feels like some of the plays that Wareham might not have made in the first week of this season, they're starting to make now.
Get that offense back in there. 2-2. Chopped in front of the plate. Rogers is going to play it. He throws to first in plenty of time. And another stellar inning of work from Caden McDonald. 1, 2, 3 for him. 7 hitters in a row retired for the man from Florida. Gatemen lead this game by 2 as we enter the 6th inning here at Gov Fuller Field on Cape League TV.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, Contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore our Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
Sixth inning here at Gov Fuller Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky, and it's been the Wareham Gatemen show over the last two. 4 runs in the fourth, 3 in the fifth. Has the Gatemen up 7-5 after trailing this one by 5 to start out after 2 innings. It'll be the top of the order here for Wareham to start off the sixth. Wax, Clark, and Lyra. Owen Slater still out there on the mound. Deals a first pitch strike.
Tale of 2 games, Dan. Falmouth dominated the early going in large part due to the grand slam from Tyconis, but the Gatemen have slowly but surely chipped away at this one.
0-1. Clips the outside part. No balls and 2 strikes.
And I thought Dylan Dubovic was safe to end the top of the fifth, don't get me wrong, but I don't love the aggressiveness. You have Jason Wax coming to the plate.
He swings and misses, drop third strike. Brooks throws down to first. Gets Wax for the first out here in the sixth.
Yeah, and I guess poorly timed, but Wax, who had been swinging an extremely hot bat, he was 3 for 3 with 2 doubles. His last one, he drove in 2 runs. He was playing very well, and then you try and stretch another run on the board. Just not a huge fan of it.
Levi Clark at the plate with 1 down. First pitch from Slater misses down low for ball 1, and that last out of that 5th inning, a fielder's choice double play that saw a runner out at second, and then the eventual tag on Dubovic at home. 1-0. Finds the outside part. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Michalak was on the bump, pitched just 2/3. His final line, 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, and those base on balls really came to hurt him as the 1-1 pitch is bounced in the dirt for ball 2.
And Slater trying to do what Caden McDonald has done for Wareham, and that's provide some stability and stop the bleeding. For the Commodores, they've allowed 7 runs in the last 2 innings. Caden McDonald entered when Wareham had given up 5
Broken
runs.
bat on the 2-1 pitch. It's grounded to Konis at short. He throws across the diamond and gets Clark. Quickly 2 down against Owen Slater for the Gatemen in the top half of the 6th. And Slater came into this game with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
He has produced 3 straight outs.
Yeah, nice job from him, and just putting a bow on that. McDonald, when he came into the game, the Gatemen had given up 5 runs in the first 2 innings, so Slater a little bit similar.
Tony Lyra now at the plate, the left fielder. 0 for 2 in this ball game. First pitch, bottom of the zone strike. Lyra has been so consistent, has a hit in every game so far this season for Wareham, currently at risk of losing that streak. Checks his swing on the 0-1, and the count's 0-2. He will get at least 1 more plate appearance in this game. So a chance for him to get it now or get it later. He got it in the bottom of the 9th last game. It's the 0-2 pitch. Bounced in the dirt near the lefty batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This would be a big win if Wareham can hold on. 0-3 on the road so far this season and start to climb up those West Division standings. The leader in the West, Bourne, at 3-2-2. No one in the West has more than 3 wins. As the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch, once again smothered by Brooks behind the dish, way low in the zone, and the count goes to 2-2.
That's what Tony Lyra has done. 2 strike count, chokes up a little bit.
2-2. Called strike 3 on the corner. Lira not a huge fan of it as he trots back to the dugout, but Slater does a great job, comes into this game and works a 1-2-3, top half of the 6th. And the game stays 7-5 Gatemen as we go to the bottom half here on Cape League TV.
Child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen here in the bottom half of the 6th for Wareham as they lead the Falmouth Commodores 7-5 after a brilliant 3 innings of 1-hit, no-run ball from Caden McDonald. Ryan Smythe turns to the lefty, Ty Stark.
Ty Stark makes his second appearance of the summer. He got the win back on June 15th against Chatham. That was his lone appearance of the summer. He went 2 2/3, gave up 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. The left-hander from Louisville looks to continue to build off of what Caden McDonald did. 3 scoreless frames for the reliever in his Wareham debut in 2026.
A lot of the higher leverage arms getting into this game, and you cannot understate how big of a performance Caden McDonald put on. Really stopped the bleeding after Logan Hastings let up 5 run, only 1 earned. He came in, put up 3 innings of dominant work in his first appearance of the summer. 50 pitches, 37 of those being strikes. 6-7-8 for the Commodores here in the bottom half of the 6th. Starts with Ty Konis, who has the grand slam in this game. Stark, ready at the belt, fires his first pitch of his outing, and it's in there for strike 1. Both pitchers in this game for Wareham have thrown 50 pitches on the nose, so Ryan Smythe liking what he's seeing out of everyone and getting a few different arms involved. Ty Stark has been one of the best so far this year. The 0-1 misses top of the zone for ball 1.
Yeah, I have to deal to Ty Konis, Pearson Reebok, Anthony Diaz. 3 guys that are capable hitters, but Ty Stark more than capable of working through this order.
Here's the 1-1 to the shortstop. Misses once again up high. 2 balls and 1 strike as Ty Stark enters this game with some run support. Not something a lot of the Wareham pitchers have been able to say so far this season, and hoping to hold that lead, which is currently at 2 in the 7-5 game. His 2-1 pitch misses at the knees, and the count goes to 3-1.
Yeah, Ty Stark's one of the few that's gotten a pitch with run support this season. Got the win against the Anglers. Wareham was down when he got into the game. When he exited, they had the lead.
3-1. Clobbered into right center field. Dubovic going back on the track. Makes the play. Just a couple of steps short of the wall. Allowed out number 1, but an out at that, and there's 1 down here in the 6th.
Yeah, sharply hit off the bat of Konis. Didn't quite get all of it like he did on the grand slam in the first inning, but Dubovic, a nice jump out there in right field. Sun has completely set here at Gov Fuller Field. A nice read on it. Make sure to make the play for the first out.
And McDonald had retired 7 Commodores in a row before leaving this game. That number now at 8 after Stark gets Konis to start off the 6th. Pearson Reebok, the third baseman at the dish, batting from the left side. Lefty on lefty, and Stark fires a first pitch strike at the top of the zone. It's a 5-pitch mix for Ty Stark. Fastball, cutter, change, slider, and the sinker. Primarily uses the sinker at 43%, with the slider and the fastball hovering around 27. The 0-1 just misses bottom of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, now while Ryan Smythe in this situation, with the Gatemen making this comeback effort, you turn to your 2 pitchers that were returners from 2025.
Stark, McDonald, both pitching important innings for the Gatemen last season as Stark pulls his 2-1 over into the righty batter's box. Reebok steps back in, was 0 for 2 against Bourne, had the day off yesterday against Chatham. Takes the 2-1, top of the zone. It's a called strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. And Reebok, the redshirt junior out of Baylor, has struggled to start the Cape season. 3 for 18. But this time he gets a pitch to hit, loops it into right center. It dunks down, and it's a 1-out single for Pearson Reebok here in the bottom of the 6th.
Good piece of hitting from Pearson Reebok, a guy that hasn't quite found a rhythm on the Cape in the summer. But pulls it opposite side and gets a 1-out base runner for Falmouth, trying to manufacture some offense after 3 straight scoreless innings. Similarly to how Wareham was just waiting for Nate Stern to get out of the game, you have to imagine that's how the Commodores felt when Caden McDonald exited the game.
And we see now a pinch hitter coming to the dish for Falmouth. It's John Martinez at the plate. The infielder batting from the right side to counter Ty Stark as Stark misses down in the dirt. 4 ball 1, and Anthony Diaz was in the spot, the right fielder, who bats from the left side, so a move that makes sense. The 1-0 pitch, runs in and hits him. Ty Stark lost a little bit of control, seemed like it hit the elbow guard, and now runners at first and second.
Yeah, not great from Ty Stark. You can't allow that 1-out single to affect you too much. Get back on the mound and start to battle here. You've got the 9th hitting Dallas Brooks, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Make him earn it. Dallas Brooks is a guy, when we talk about momentum, he doesn't have any of it. He played just 8 games for UCF. So attack here. Try and get him to roll over on 1.
Also has 2 pass balls defensively tonight. Runners at first and second. First pitch here to Brooks, finds the zone for strike 1. It is Carl Schmidt over at first base. Pearson Reebok at second. The Commodores having the tying runs on base. The go-ahead at the plate in the form of Brooks. Stark gives a check over on second at Reebok, not going anywhere. And it's the first time that the Commodores have had a runner on, or a couple runners on base since the second inning. They had 1 back in the 3rd, couldn't do anything with it. We'll see what it ends up being here. The 0-1. Cut on and missed. A nice pitch from Ty Stark. And he can go to work now in an 0-2 count.
Yeah, and you certainly understand why you want to make sure Pearson Reebok is honest over at second. 6 for 6 on stolen base attempts so far this summer.
Stark trying to deliver in a big spot. Runners at first and second, 1 down. Takes a look over at second base, and he's going to go back over to second. Tosses it to R.J. Hamilton. He was keeping a close eye over there. Decides to be safe rather than sorry.
Yeah, and the more you go back to second, you get Pearson Reebok's weight shifted towards second base instead of third. With 1 out in scoring position, have to do your due diligence.
Here's the 0-2. Just misses top of the zone outside. The count goes to 1-2. And Stark, a guy who gets most of his chase on the outside part of the plate against lefties, trying to pull that slider across the body of Brooks and make him go for it. 1-2 offering. Chopped foul behind the plate. Goes near the on-deck circle for Falmouth.
Once again, don't want to use too many pitches here. Not to say that Dallas Brooks isn't a capable hitter. Still hit 308 with UCF in the spring, but it's a guy that didn't play that much for the Knights, hasn't played yet this summer until today.
Stark ready. Still looking over there at second base on Reebok. Now comes home, and he misses on the inside corner. The count goes to 2-2. Got ahead in this count, was up 0-2, and Brooks has worked himself back into it. A guy who played just 8 games in his freshman season at UCF. Made the most of the opportunities, batted .308, and trying to come up in a big spot here. Grounds the 2-2 behind the plate foul, and he's really putting in an effort here. Count stays at 2-2.
Yes, he is, and a nice job from Dallas Brooks. Went down on strikes each of his first 2 times up. So trying to battle the left-handed batter's box.
Reebok at second, Schmidt over at first, with Wareham leading by 2. Stark delivers. Ball is lifted into left field. Going back is Lira. He makes the easy catch. And after a long battle between Brooks and Stark, the pitcher wins it, and there's 2 down.
You said easy there, Dan, and I'm not saying that it wasn't a routine fly ball, but for Tony Lira, a guy that doesn't play left field really ever, you can't take any of those plays for granted. So nice job by Lira. Good jump on the ball, settle under it, and make the play, because those are plays where we've seen the Wareham defense not take full advantage of and just retire the batter.
Top of the order, Austin Maley at the plate. Still 2 runners on, 2 outs. He takes a first pitch strike top of the zone from Ty Stark. And you mentioned it. There's been a couple of guys in that outfield that may not play outfield primarily this season, and a ball has dropped out there. But Lira has been perfect the 2 times that he's been tested tonight. And that's been an integral part of Wareham keeping this lead. Here's the 0-1. Flown out into right field. Coming in is Dubovic. He makes the play. Ty Stark works around some trouble. Strands 2 here in the bottom half of the 6th. And the Wareham bullpen has stacked 4 straight zeros. The Gatemen lead things by 2 as we go to the 7th here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy! Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Welcome back to Cape League TV. I'm CeCe Gabriel, and here at the top of the 7th, the Gatemen lead the Commodores 7-5, and part of this huge contribution has been Jason Wax. Just came out of Tulane and officially committed to LSU, and when I talked to his coach, Pat McKenna, in sports and performance, he said that he wants Wax to work on his confidence this summer. He says he knows what he's capable of as a player, and he wants him to learn to be the best both on and off the field. Back at Tulane, he had outstanding numbers, and now all it's about right now is transferring that back here. He already has 3 hits, 2 RBI. He's had a great game. The mentality's up. The Gatemen are up. We'll see how they do in the rest of the game, guys. I'm sending it back to you.
Thanks so much, CeCe. And yeah, Jason Wax has certainly turned the corner, and so have many others in this Wareham lineup. Top of the 7th, 4-5-6 due up, facing the reliever Owen Slater, who kicks and fires a first pitch fastball. It misses up and away for ball 1. And Dan, we kind of talked about hitting being contagious, passing it down the line. Jason Wax is a prime example of it. Not a great start, but since then, he's really figured it out as the 1-0 is grounded to the second baseman, Meili. Gloves goes to first. It's in time. 4-3 put out. Hipsky retired to start things in the 7th.
And Wax has had a huge part in this game for Wareham getting back to this point. He had a 2 RBI double in the 4th inning at the time. That made it 5-4. Struck out in his last at-bat, but started this one 3 for 3. Really sent a jolt through that dugout. And you mentioned it, Adam. Hitting is starting to trickle down for this team.
Yeah, and another guy, Drew Rogers, who digs in the right-handed side. Another one that embodies that. First pitch, he swings, lifts it, shallow right field. It drops in for a base hit in front of the right fielder, Diaz. And Drew Rogers has stepped to the right-handed batter's box 4 times. He's reached base 4 times tonight.
And that was kind of a cue ball shot. He went inside out with that swing, just shot it into right field. A nice job by him, and you mentioned it, that OBP sky high after this game. He has really been seeing the plate and the zone really well.
3 walks and a single now for Drew Rogers. He turns it to Cohen Nikolai. Right on right. Slater, the second arm out of the pen for the Commodores. First pitch to Nikolai is taken downstairs for ball 1. First hit of the day that Owen Slater has surrendered. The opposite field single for Drew Rogers. Nikolai, hitless today, reached on a walk in the 4th and a fielder's choice in the 5th. 1-0, grounded, left side, snared at third by Reebok to second for 1. The relay not in time. Pulled Jackson off the base, but the lead runner is cut down, and it's the Gatemen leading 7-5 and 2 down now in the top of the 7th for Owen Slater.
That was a really nice job by Reebok over there at third base. That ball was right against the line. Fields it in play, throws over to second. Too tough of a play to get Nikolai over there at first base, but a great job at cutting down the lead runner.
That brings in Dylan Dubovic now with 2 down in the top of the 7th. And Dan, we've seen a couple of errors made over there at third base. So even more so for Reebok. First pitch is chopped foul from Dubovic. The count now 0-1 with 2 down in the top of the 7th.
But how about Owen Slater coming into this game and really shutting down this Wareham offense for the most part? Had a 1-2-3 6th, got out of that jam in the 5th, and just 1 out away from another 0 here in the 7th.
No balls, 1 strike. 2 down, Slater comes set. The pitch, grounded up the middle, gloved by Konis, an easy step in front to place his left foot on the second base bag for the 3rd out of the inning. A 1-out single from Drew Rogers is all Wareham musters in the top of the 7th. We'll stretch at Gov Fuller Field. It's the Gatemen in front 7-5 here on Cape League TV.
Child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Back here at Gov Fuller Field for the bottom of the 7th with Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Wareham leads Falmouth 7-5. It's Ty Stark back to work for the Gatemen. And after the Commodores plated 5 runs in the first 2 innings, it's been 4 straight scoreless frames for the Gatemen pen.
It's been a bullpen that has come up in the clutch moments. Caden McDonald led the charge with the 3 innings of just 1 hit ball, and Ty Stark carrying that torch, led up just 1 hit in the 6th. And if you remember, against Chatham, he went 2 innings and also only let up 1 hit. So 2 of the best guys in the pen doing their job out there for Wareham.
Fabio Peralta leads things off in the bottom of the 7th. Stark out of the windup. Peralta squares to bunt. Did he offer at it? He did not. The appeal down to Robert Melms, our third base umpire. He says Peralta did not, and it's ball 1. Base is clear. Stark, the pitch. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Peralta, 1 for 3 today. Had an RBI double in the 2nd. 2-0. Stark kicks, deals. Hit up the middle. Sharply hit, and it drops in front of Wax for a base hit.
Just a nice piece of hitting right there into center field. Trying to get this Falmouth team going. They were shut down by McDonald, and they have 9 outs to try and mount this comeback.
So Peralta gets Falmouth off to a good start in the 7th inning. Now 2 hits on the day for the center fielder from Miami. He turns it to Jimmy Nugent, the designated hitter from Louisville. 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. 1 defensive substitution made for the Gatemen. It's Foster Apple out in left field. He replaces Tony Lira. Late game substitution for the Gatemen. Instead of check on first, holding on Peralta, he's back standing. Peralta, 1 stolen base on 1 attempt this summer. Nugent in search of his first hit of the day. Runner on first, nobody out. Stark delivers. Called strike, outside corner. 82-mile-an-hour changeup.
And this is the first time that Wareham has held a lead in the 7th inning since that Chatham game, a game that Ty Stark pitched in.
Stark collected the win in that game. The 0-1 popped foul right side beyond the first base bleachers, and the count's 0-2. So Stark works ahead on the 3rd hitting DH Nugent. Was 0 for 2 with a strikeout yesterday. Batted 3rd, slotted in identical to his positioning yesterday for the manager, Jack Dom. The 0-2. Just misses outside. Stark liked it, but just a bit outside for home plate umpire Sam Finn's liking. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 7-5, Wareham leads. Bottom of the 7th. The Gatemen once trailed 5-0. Since then, they've scored 7 straight. The 1-2. Runner on the move. Pitch low, throw down to second, well high, sails into center field. Wax backs him up quickly. But Fabio Peralta has his 2nd stolen base of the season. And not just that, but Nugent has worked the count even at 2-2.
And now a runner into scoring position. Nobody out. Nugent's one of the best hitters in this lineup. There's a reason he's batting in the 3-hole, trying to get the job done here for Falmouth.
Left on right. Stark in his first appearance in 6 days. Trying to strand the runner in scoring position. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ty Stark gets his first strikeout of the day. And it's Jimmy Nugent who has now been sent to the first base dugout on strikes 3 times.
And it doesn't get much better than that. If you're Ty Stark, you get a huge out and a big spot. Make this situation just a little bit more manageable now for yourself against the cleanup man.
And now it's Riley Jackson. Reached on an error and came around to score on it in the 1st inning after the grand slam from Ty Konis. Infield single in the 3rd, flew out his last time up. With a runner on 2nd and 1 away. Stark kicks and fires. Popped up, right side, foul ground. Clark into the Fuller field. Lights, loses it, and can't make the catch. So strike 1. That pitch hit sky high. And Clark, it was certainly playable, but he couldn't haul it in. And now the count just 0-1.
He had a tough route to the ball, had to turn around and then run while looking backwards at it. So a tough play, bounces near the fence, but still the same situation. Can't be too mad about that one if you're Ty Stark.
Similarly to Spillane Field, plenty of real estate and foul ground here at Gov Fuller Field. The 0-1 on Jackson, and instead a turn, pivots, throws it back to second base. Peralta back standing. Jackson just recently out of the transfer portal. A rising senior headed to Kentucky. Just finished his third season with Houston. The 0-1, and Stark has picked off Peralta. First throw goes to third, back to second. Peralta hung up. It goes to Garcia. He applies the tag, and there are no base runners anymore for the Commodores. An excellent deceptive move from Ty Stark has 2 down now in the bottom of the 7th.
That was pretty from Ty Stark. He had thrown back to second base a couple of times already in this at-bat, and then finally executes a nice move. And really, Peralta was already going on that. Stark with the heads-up play to throw back, and they get the nice pickoff.
So the count still 0-1 on Riley Jackson, but no threat on the base paths.
And that's really a momentum killer, too.
Yeah, absolutely. 0-1, fouled straight back. A leadoff single. You put the tying run at the plate, and now Stark can pitch with that pressure lifted off of his shoulders. 0-2 count, 2 away. Bottom of the 7th, Gatemen leading by 2. Stark winds, fires. Hit on the ground, left side, through the hole, base hit. So even more important for Ty Stark to execute that pickoff move to perfection, because that one could have easily scored Peralta from second, but instead just a 2-out base runner on first base in the form of Riley Jackson.
Without a doubt, helps himself out there, takes the pressure off, and definitely would have been a run, would have made this a 1-run game. Instead, runner at first with 2 outs, much more manageable.
Brings up the left-handed left fielder, Ben Slinker. 0 for 3 today with a runner on first and 2 away. Stark from the stretch, first pitch, misses inside. 1 ball, no strike. Nice piece of hitting from Riley Jackson with 2 strikes on him.
Didn't do too much with it.
No.
Sent it between the hole at short and third.
1-0 on Slinker. At the knees, a called strike. Stark goes sinker. Count levels 1-1. Gatemen leading at 7-5. Trying to continue this scoreless stretch for the Wareham bullpen. The 1-1. Lined, snagged on a hop by Garcia. Gets to his feet, throws to first off a hop. Snagged by Levi Clark. 2 hits in the inning for Falmouth, no runs. Ty Stark works around some traffic, and that's now 5 straight scoreless frames for the Gatemen relievers. We're through 7 at Gov Fuller Field. Wareham leads at 7-5. We'll be back on Cape League TV.
Child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.
8-9-1 due up in the top of the 8th for the Gatemen, who hold a 7-5 lead. Owen Slater back to work out of the pen for the Commodores. He's tossed 2 2/3 scoreless with just 1 hit. First pitch to Lincoln Garcia is swung on, chopped foul left side. Count 0-1 to the third baseman, heading to Texas out of the transfer portal from Texas Tech. Behind in the count, no balls, 1 strike. Slater kicks, delivers. High chopper to the shortstop, Konis. Fields on 2 hops, and he loses it on the transfer. No throw to first, and the Gatemen have another leadoff base runner, this time in the top of the 8th.
That was going to be a bang-bang play at first, regardless there. It was tight as Garcia was chugging down the line. We'll see how it's scored. I would expect that to be an infield single, as it was a high chopper over to the shortstop. But at the end of the day, you're on board. And now you got Hamilton coming to the plate as well. Maybe throw down a bunt here, get some more insurance. Hamilton, a very speedy guy.
No doubt about it. 7-5 Wareham leads, trying to tack on some insurance. In the top of the 8th, the pitch from Slater. Hamilton does square to bunt, but it's foul, right side.
And why not?
Yeah.
We haven't seen Wareham throw very many bunts down this season. They really haven't had the opportunity to with the way that the offense has been producing. But in a situation here where you're finally playing with the lead in the later stages of the game, every single out is crucial.
Not an issue today, though, for the Gatemen. 7 runs on 8 hits. The 0-1 to Hamilton. He swings, grounds it to the second baseman, 1 hop. Maley goes to second for 1. The relay in time. 4-6-3. Falmouth turns a double play. And now Slater faces Jason Wax and can face the minimum in the top of the 8th.
And that's a little bit frustrating if you're the Gatemen, because Hamilton just squared bunt on the previous pitch. Then he swings, grounds into the double play, and doesn't give Jason Wax anyone to drive home.
Yeah, tailor-made right there to Austin Maley. Ty Konis with a nice throw after receiving it from Maley. Brings up Jason Wax, first pitch he takes, and it sails over the head of Brooks. Bangs off the backstop, but instead it's just ball 1.
That one was pitched into the righty batter's box.
Yep.
And Brooks didn't even bother with it.
No threat on the base paths after R.J. Hamilton grounded into a double play. The 1-0 is fouled back into the netting. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Gatemen grounded into a couple of double plays yesterday, and another come-from-behind win. Wareham trying to make 2 comeback victories in as many days. 1-1, Slater fires. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. The base is clear here in the top of the 8th. Gatemen leading at 7-5. Slater out of the windup. Grounded, right side, on the backhand. Jackson can't field it at first. Rolls into right field. Dan, that is a 3-hit day. Check that. That's 4 hits for Jason Wax.
4 for 5. Jason Wax feeling himself. Picked up the first of the season yesterday and just continuing it. We talked about it while he was going through the slow start. All the potential in the world is there. This was a .330 hitter over 2 seasons at Tulane with plenty of plate appearances. You knew it was going to come at some point, and finally making an impact.
Gatemen trying to spark a 2-out rally. Now it's Levi Clark. From the stretch, Slater's first pitch is cranked. Left field, in the gap, extra bases. Slanker fields it off the wall, and all the way from first, Wax gets the windmill. There will not be a throw, and a 2-out RBI double from Levi Clark. His second double in as many days, and the Gatemen have some insurance. It's 8-5 in the top of the 8th.
Well, and that's how you do it. Really, for the Gatemen, it's been majority 2-out scoring in this game for them. They have now put up 6 of their runs with 2 outs on the board. A beautiful job right there. Wax gets aboard. He goes all the way around as that ball was crushed by Clark into the gap. he put a lot of mustard on that one.
Absolutely. Owen Slater allows his first run of the day, and his day has concluded. Jack Dom out of the first base dugout to relieve his right-hander. All right, we'll step aside. The Gatemen with an 8-5 lead in the top of the 8th, with 2 down and Foster Apple set to come to the plate when we return on Cape League TV.
Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A-Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit Reed Custom Soils.
Top of the 8th, 2 down, but Wareham has an 8-5 lead. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change for the Commodores. After Owen Slater's day has concluded, he tossed 3 1/3, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, but 1 is still his responsibility, Dan, and he gives way to the relief pitcher, lefty out of Miami, Jack Durso.
Standing at 6'3", 210 out of Seaford, New York, down on Long Island. This past season with the Hurricanes, 0 for 2 overall in 24 appearances. No game started, was purely a bullpen arm. In 26 2/3, had a 5.4 ERA, and he is the youngest player on the Commodores this season and the only one with a 2007 birthday. I feel like I'm aging as we talk about this guy right here, but looking to keep this now a 3-run game.
Yeah, Durso just finished his first season with Miami. First batter he faces is Foster Apple. He was a defensive replacement in left field for Tony Lira. His first at-bat of the day. His first pitch he sees. He swings and skies it to shallow right field. Could be trouble drifting in on the line. Anthony Diaz makes the catch. Spectacular defensive play, and it takes Durso just one pitch to get out of the inning. When we return, the Commodores have 6 outs to play with, trying to mount a comeback. They trail 8-5. It's 6-7-8 to swing it when we come back on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy! Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Bottom of the 8th, Wareham leads Falmouth 8-5 on a beautiful Sunday night at Gov Fuller Field. With Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Ty Stark back to work. Commodores with 6 outs to play with, but the lefty reliever has been phenomenal today, Dan.
He certainly has. Came into this game back in the 6th, and since then has stacked 2 zeros on the board, has worked around a little bit of trouble in both innings, but has done a great job managing it. And this Wareham bullpen overall now doing an amazing job out there, 5 scoreless. Wareham as a team has not let up a run since the 2nd.
Stark faces the 6, 7, 8 hitters out in his 3rd inning of work. From the windup, his first pitch to Ty Konis is inside at the letters, 1-0. Konis 1 for 3 today, but that one hit, Dan, was a big one, a grand slam in the bottom of the 1st.
And it felt like when he put that out that Wareham was in trouble, that they weren't going to come back in this, but at the same time, they did put up a 6 spot yesterday, and now they have started to gain this reputation of coming back from big leads, coming all the way back from 5-0 down here.
Yes, Stark goes sinker on the 1-0, dots the outside corner, the count 1-1. Left on right, Stark kicks and fires. This one just misses inside. Stark liked the spot. Drew Rogers, the catcher, liked the spot. Ty Konis, however, did not, and it's the right decision. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sam Finn has not been friendly to the bottom of the zone for pitchers tonight. 2-1. Dances inside, misses at the belt. 72-mile-an-hour slider, and the count's 3-1. Konis struck out in the 3rd, flew out in the 6th. He was the first batter to face Ty Stark. 3-1. Popped up, behind home plate, out of play. Strike 2, count runs full to the leadoff man in the bottom of the 8th.
And no one really going out there in the bullpen for Wareham as of right now. So Ty Stark in control. He's been doing a great job, and Ryan Smythe just going to let him run.
Plenty of rest for Ty Stark. Last pitched 6 days ago. And a 3-2 count to Konis. The pitch hit on the ground on a couple of hops. Gloved by Hamilton. Strong throw to first in time. 1 up, 1 down for Ty Stark in the bottom of the 8th, leading 8-5.
And a really nice job over there at short by Hamilton. That ball took a couple of funny bounces on the way over to him. Doesn't let it phase him. Sets his feet. Fires a strike over to Clark, and there's 1 down.
Hamilton making his first start at shortstop this season. He's played center field, left field, and second base, and now shortstop today. 4 positions in 8 days. First pitch to Pearson Reebok. Dots the inside corner, a called strike, 0-1. Reebok 1 for 2 today, batting 176, the 3rd baseman from Baylor. In there in that Baylor Bears green helmet. 0-1. Misses just inside. Another one that was towards the bottom. And Sam Finn says, no dice. It's a 1-1 count. Stark shakes off one sign from Rogers. Now nods in agreement. Lifts the leg. Reebok squares to bunt, pulls back. Is tailing beneath the bottom rail, and the count's 2-1.
Stark has had to throw a lot of pitches so far to just 2 hitters in this bottom half of the 8th, but trying to work around the lefty, Reebok.
2-1. Called a strike. Bottom 3rd, and now Reebok even in the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases clear, 1 away, bottom of the 8th. Wareham trying to win consecutive games for the first time this season. 2-2, Stark gets his sign. Out of the windup, misses outside. Goes slider, continued to tail away from the left-handed Pearson Reebok into the right-handed batter's box. An easy take, and the count runs full. Left on left, Stark, the payoff. Called strike 3. Slider at the knees, rings up Pearson Reebok, his 2nd strikeout of the day, and there's 2 down in the bottom of the 8th.
What a nice job that was by Ty Stark to get the strikeout right there. Working on Reebok, was battling hard in that count, and then finally gets the call. Middle of the zone, just does a beautiful job getting strike 3. And now some more conversations to be had on the mound. Ty Stark is coming off the bump.
So Ty Stark went 2 2/3 in his first appearance out of the pen for the Gatemen, and he goes 2 2/3 again today. He departs with nobody on and 2 away, just 4 outs for the arm out of the pen. We'll get you all the need to know when we return here on Cape League TV.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by best lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting.
Ty Stark's day is done. He departs in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs, and he gives way to Mark Brissy. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change for the Gatemen. It's a familiar face for Wareham fans, Dan. Mark Brissy out of the pen to potentially collect a 4-out save for the Gatemen.
Mark Brissy had a rough roll last time. A couple of days ago in Hyannis, an inning, 3 hits, 2 run, 2 earned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. I understand the decision here by Ryan Smythe. You have the off day tomorrow. This is a low-stakes situation right now. Get Mark Brissy in the game. Get him back on track. 14 appearances this past season at Arkansas, 16 1/3, 8.27 ERA. He needs a bounce back here.
His first batter that he'll face is Carl Schmidt. Right on right, takes inside at the letters, ball 1. Gatemen trying to protect an 8-5 lead. The bases are clear. There's 2 outs. Carl Schmidt was a replacement for Anthony Diaz earlier in this game. The rising redshirt junior out of Cal. The 1-0. Catches the inside corner, and the call is a strike. 1-1.
Brissy, a 5-pitch mix, fastball, slider, sinker, change, and the curveball headlined by the fastball at 66%.
Schmidt unloads on the 1-1. Center field, Wax drifts back and makes the play. 3 pitches, 1 out. Mark Brissy does his job, and we are through 8 here in Falmouth, and Wareham has an 8-5 lead on Cape League TV.
Child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kieran, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kieran, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Top of the ninth at Gov Fuller Field, and Wareham has an 8-5 lead. Trying to tack on some more insurance, and it's Jack Durso back out on the mound for the Commodores. He threw just one pitch, and it was enough to retire the last hitter in the 8th inning. It was Foster Apple, now 4-5-6, due up Nate Nowitzki, Drew Rogers, and Cohen Nicolai for the Gatemen.
And this is really where, if you're the Gatemen, you want more runs. Obviously, you had one in the 8th, but why not tack on more and make this not a safe situation in the bottom half of the 9th?
And no lead is safe. We saw it yesterday. First pitch to Nowitzki. He swings, pops it. Shallow left field, down for a base hit. Nate Nowitzki, a 2-hit day for the second baseman. And the Gatemen, you just said it, Dan, think they need to add on some more runs? Well, that goes a long way. Leadoff man aboard.
Well, and how about this? For a Gateman squad that struggled so much at the plate, they have now put up 8 runs and 11 hits in back-to-back games. Really starting to click offensively.
And you see why. Drew Rogers, perfect encapsulation of it. 1 for 1, he's reached base 4 times today. Walked 3 times. Left on right, the pitch taken outside, ball 1.
There is an arm starting to get going out there in the Falmouth bullpen, but still Durso out there trying to get the 3 outs and keep this a 3-run game.
It's Adam Irvin out of Minnesota. Durso a long look at first. The 1-0 home to Rogers. Clips the outside corner, a called strike, 1-1. I think for Drew Rogers, it's not that he necessarily disagrees that it could have been a strike. It was more Sam Finn has been very, very hitter-friendly throughout the evening in that spot. Nonetheless, it's a ball and a strike. Durso sets up, looks at first, now goes home. Bounces in the dirt, gets away from Brooks. Nowitzki takes off for second. He's in there easily without a throw. It's a 2-1 count on Rogers. And the
for him here on the first game on the Cape.
Yeah, absolutely. And it hasn't even been that great of a day for Wareham with runners in scoring position. 3 for 13. They've left 7 on, but they've had plenty of chances. The 2-1. Fly ball, right field, curling into foul territory. Carl Schmidt makes the play. Nowitzki tags from second, and Rogers advances the runner. And some insurance for the Gatemen, leading 8-5, is just 90 feet away with 1 out for Cohen Nicolai.
I got to say, Schmidt's been doing a great job out there in right field. He's put together a couple of really skillful running plays.
Yeah.
Playing a great right field, but you mentioned it. Cohen Nicolai just needs to hit a ball to the right side or elevate something here as the infield comes in to make this a 4-run ball game and hopefully put this one away for good.
So runner on third, infield drawn in. All 4 with their toes on the grass. First pitch, Nicolai fouls it straight back. 0-1, 1 away, top of the 9th. Gatemen leading at 8-5 after yesterday's come from behind 8-4 victory. The walk-off grand slam from Cohen Nicolai. Just the 3rd walk-off home run in Wareham history since 2011. The 0-1 swung on and missed.
Was looking to swing for the fences again right there.
Wanted it. 9th inning was friendly to Cohen Nicolai yesterday. 7 RBIs this season, 4 of them from that grand slam last night. Trying to add another one. He's behind 0-2. Durso pauses, brings it home. Cut on and missed. Durso sits down Nicolai on 3 pitches. There's 2 down in the 9th.
And unfortunate that Cohen Nicolai can't make contact there and just put a ball into play. Makes it easier now against Dubovic, but you're still up by 3 and you still have the 4th run that could really play a difference to take a 4-run lead over at 3rd.
Yeah, and the issues haven't really subsided for Wareham. Still double-digit strikeouts today. That was the 10th for the Gatemen lineup. Brings up Dylan Dubovic. First pitch from Durso. Breaking ball, misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. So Nowitzki still at third, but the infield back up. Playing Dubovic straight up, 2 away. Durso from the belt. Delivers. Cut on and missed. Dubovic chased outside, and the count now 1-1.
Not his best swing right there. Recenters himself, steps back into the box now.
The right fielder 1 for 4 today. Singled back in the 5th. 1-1. Just misses downstairs. Durso liked it. Dallas Brooks liked it. Sam Finn did not, and the count's 2-1. Still a runner on third. Wareham leading 8-5. Durso fires. Called strike at the knees. Inner third. Count out 2-2. With 2 away, Wareham has scored 8 unanswered. Falmouth with 5 runs in the first 2 innings. Since then, it's been all Gatemen. The 2-2 from Durso. Fouled, right side, high fly ball. A long chase for a couple of young fans. Count still 2-2. Dubovic trying to battle. Base hit gives the Gatemen a 4-run advantage. Durso from the belt. The pitch. Check swing and fouls it right side. Dubovic hardly offered at it. It's a good thing he made contact.
He just stuck the bat out there.
Yeah.
And you're right. Lucky that it hit.
He stays alive. The count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Left on right, Durso trying to finish the job. Keep this lead at 3 and turn it to the Commodores' bats. 9-1-2 due up in the home half. 2-2. Inside. Dubovic doesn't swing, and it's a full count.
It's great plate discipline right there from Dylan Dubovic. That pitch was borderline at the bottom of the zone. Lays off. Gets another chance.
3-2 the count. Durso shakes off one side. Now agrees. Comes set. The payoff with 2 away on the top of the 9th. Breaking ball. Called strike 3. Dubovic loaded up. Started to swing. Pulled back. Nonetheless, the side is retired. A leadoff single from Nate Nowitzki is all Wareham can maneuver in the top of the 9th. 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field. 1 runner left on base. To the bottom of the 9th. Final 3 outs for the Commodores. It's Dallas Brooks, Austin Maley, and Fabio Peralta due up when we return on Cape League TV.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
Commodores down to their final 3 outs. It's Mark Brissy out to try and collect the save for the Gatemen, who lead it 8-5, 9-1-2. Due up for Falmouth. Lefty, righty, lefty, 9-1-2. Dallas Brooks, Austin Maley, Fabio Peralta for Falmouth. It starts with Dallas Brooks making his debut on the Cape here tonight. He's 0 for 3 today, Dan.
That he is, but he can kickstart this rally. Mark Brissy is looking to get out of this with a save, and Wareham can see the first road win in front of them, 3 outs away.
Right on left, Brissy's first pitch. Catches the outside corner, a called strike, 0-1. 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Brissy, making his 3rd appearance of the summer. The 0-1. Just inside at the knees.
I don't think it can be understated as well how big this of a confidence boost this would be for Mark Brissy to come in and get this win. He came in the 8th, produced an out. Clean inning right here to get the job done.
1-1, fly ball left field. Apple back, now drifts in, and it drops in front. Hamilton, the shortstop, was back on it, and it looked like right there, Dan, Foster Apple just lost it in the lights.
Kind of like last night where Dylan Dubovic in the bottom half of the 9th popped the ball up into left field and kind of died in the air and dropped. Same type of thing there. An Apple can't get to it in time, and now Brissy has to work around some traffic, and welcome to the Cape Dallas Brooks. That's the first hit for him.
Yes, it is. The catcher is on first. Lineup card turns over. It's Austin Maley. Started his day with 2 singles. Since then, he's been retired. And a quick check on first. Brooks back safely with a head-first dive. Maley, after those 2 singles that he came around to score on, has grounded out in the 4th and flew out to right in the 6th. Right on right. The pitch, called a strike, outer third. Well placed from Brissy. The righty from Arkansas trying to cap off this outstanding performance from the Wareham bullpen. So far it's been 6 scoreless, and another check on first, and another head-first dive for Dallas Brooks.
And Brissy's got a pitch with some pressure on him. Had a runner at first in the last few outings that he's dealt with.
0-1, fouled out of play, right side over the netting.
He's had to deal with a lot of traffic when he's been in games, and a lot of that has been self-inflicted with the walk. Trying to battle here and close out this game. The tying run is not even at the plate just yet, so he can just pitch like no one's on base. Low-pressure situation.
He's ahead 0-2 on Maley. And another check on first. Brissy, he fires that fastball nearly 70% of the times. That other 30% is consumed by the slider and the sinker. It's a right-on-right matchup. We'll see if Brissy goes slider. The 0-2. Steady goes fastball. It misses below the zone. It's 1-2 on Maley. This bullpen, outstanding today. McDonald, 3 innings as the first call out of the pen. Gave up just 1 hit. Stark, 2 2/3 after McDonald, and Brissy trying to get the final 4 outs. The 1-2 just misses inside. It was at the knees. Maley takes. Count now levels, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Found the zone. First 2 pitches in this at-bat that were strikes, middle of the zone. Go right back to it. Don't overcomplicate this.
Middle of the infield and double play depth. The 2-2 rolled over to the shortstop Hamilton. Backhand, he goes to second for 1. He sails it into right field. Brooks takes off for third, and Dylan Dubovic comes in, throws to second. There's now runners on the corners, no outs, and the tying run to the plate in the bottom of the 9th.
Bad play right there from Hamilton at shortstop. At the very least, if you feel like you can't make that throw, hold it. Don't throw it, and then that results in a worse outcome here. Runners are at the corners. The tying run is at the plate. We're going to see a mound visit here from pitching coach Eric Luskis to just try and calm down Brissy. He got a little bit affected in his last outing, too, by the errors in the field coming to bite him here once again. He's a guy that can pitch through this. He has plenty of talent in that arm, but just an unfortunate play from Hamilton in his first game at shortstop for the Gatemen this season.
Brissy entered with a 19.29 ERA. Hasn't been helped out by his defense today because on that leadoff single to Dallas Brooks, you're forgetting it wasn't sharply hit. It was a fly ball to left field where Foster Apple took a couple of steps back, and it just dropped right in front of the left fielder for a leadoff base hit. R.J. Hamilton in his first start of the summer at shortstop. He airmails a throw to a covering Nate Nowitzki. We talked about Brissy just trying to get Maley to roll over on one, and he did just that. Hamilton fielded on the backhand, and it was an ugly throw from short to second. Mound visit breaks, and the hill belongs to Mark Brissy. Fabio Peralta steps in the left-handed batter's box with runners on the corners and nobody out. The first pitch takes inside, rolls to the backstop. Brooks is on the move, and he's in without a throw. Another into scoring position. That's Maley. And the Commodores cut the deficit. It's now 8-6, bottom 9.
And now Peralta represents the tying run in this game at the plate. More defensive miscues. That ball sneaks by Drew Rogers. It was a bouncer in the dirt. Brissy with a little bit of a wild pitch, not necessarily helping himself out, but he has to recenter here. You still have a 2-run lead. Pitch like no one's on.
1-0 the count. Brissy sets. The runner on second. The pitch. Fly ball, left side, curling foul, well out of play. Brissy starts the battle back. It's 1-1.
And these errors have given life to the Commodores.
Yep.
They were held scoreless here for 7 straight innings. And a couple of defensive miscues in the field leads to them finally getting one back. And we've talked about this plenty, but once you see one get across the plate, feels like you can start to stack those up and still no outs on the board.
Brissy, the righty, fires. Grounded, left side. Hamilton looks the runner back to second, rifles to first in time. And the first out is recorded in the bottom of the 9th. And Austin Maley stays put right there at second base. That's a big out for Wareham.
And a great job by R.J. Hamilton to wipe that last play, recenter, make a nice throw over to first base, get that first out.
That's exactly right. Fabio Peralta, who represented the tying run, grounds out to the shortstop, and it brings up Jimmy Nugent. The designated hitter from Louisville is 0 for 3 today, and Dan, all 3 of those off the strikeout. Brissy, right on right, takes a look back at second, goes forward. Swing and a miss. Sinker at 85 miles an hour. And Brissy ahead in the count, 0-1. Nugent walked and scored in the first. Since then, it's been strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. 8-6, Wareham leads after the wild pitch. The 0-1. Back to the fastball. This one misses inside. 1-1.
Brissy doing a nice job of still pounding the zone, going to what works for him, not changing anything.
Nugent hit .315 with Louisville in the spring, batting just .200 for the Commodores. The 1-1. This is inside. It was below the knees. And Nugent ahead in the count, 2-1. Wareham 8, Falmouth 6. Drew Rogers out from his crouch. He walks up to the mound to talk things over with Mark Brissy. We saw Drew Rogers have some issues with pitch comm in his left ear. Couldn't quite secure it. So now I think the two talking things over. Well, if it falls out, we can't put it back in, then how do we go forward?
Better to be safe than sorry against Nugent, a guy going into his senior year at Louisville where he batted .315 this past season with the Cardinals, 39 RBIs and 25 extra base hits.
Rogers back behind the plate. Nugent back in the right-handed batter's box. Brissy stares in. 2-1, one away with a runner on second. The pitch, swing and a miss. Healthy hack at the top of the zone, and Brissy back even in the count. It's 2-2.
Swinging for the fences right here, and if you're Falmouth, you don't need it all in one swing. You have one out on the board, but plays to Brissy's advantage. Go back to the top of the zone and force the chase.
Nugent capable, 11 home runs this spring with the Cardinals. A long ball would tie it, the 2-2. Fly ball, left field, Apple towards the gap. It splits the alley, it's down for extra bases. 2 hops the wall. Maley around third, the relay to Hamilton. The play at the plate, not in time. Rogers secures it, keeps it in front. It's a 1-out double, and Falmouth has cut the lead in half. It's just a 1-run advantage. 8-7, Gatemen still in front, but it's starting to get very, very tight, Dan.
Certainly is, and Nugent swung and missed on the fastball at the top of the zone, doesn't miss it that time, lifts it out into left center, and the Gatemen really do not have a natural left fielder out there right now. They've been workshopping guys in. Apple out there tried to dive for it, just out of the outstretched glove for him, and now the tying run in this game at second base with one out, a base hit, and this game is tied.
Riley Jackson digs in, the first baseman from Houston, headed to Kentucky, the rising senior. A base hit could score Nugent from second and tie this game in the bottom of the ninth. Brissy trying to shut the door. The pitch. Grounded foul right side. So this streak of scoreless inning after inning for the bullpen now snapped. 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth. Caden McDonald, Ty Stark, and Mark Brissy combined for 6 scoreless innings. But now Brissy into some trouble.
And Jackson at the plate, just transferred to Kentucky today from Houston, making a big move over and trying to make a big impact here for Falmouth.
Brissy stares in, shakes his head, likes the sign from Rogers. The 0-1. Fly ball, deep left field, and it's a foul ball. That was trouble. It was extra bases for sure if it stayed in the park and stayed fair. But Wareham takes a sigh of relief.
Count your lucky stars if you're Mark Brissy off of that one. Just bounces foul. That was near disastrous, but the great thing about baseball is that counts as a strike, and now he's up 0-2.
That was a long and a loud and a nearly disastrous strike 2 for the Gatemen. Runner on second, 8-7, Wareham leads. Trying to hang on in the bottom of the ninth. They need to get 2 outs to secure the win. Brissy steps off and looks Nugent back to second. Brissy grips the ball in his right hand. Black mitt pressed up against his left thigh. Stares in, gets the sign from Rogers. The 0-2. High chopper, right side, a covering Brissy. The flip from first in time for the out. A nice job from Levi Clark. It was a slow roller, but the second out is recorded in the bottom of the ninth.
Going over to third on the play, Nugent. And while there's still a base hit needed to score the run, Drew Rogers needs to be especially careful here on every single pitch from Mark Brissy. If anything goes by Drew Rogers, this game will be tied.
Plenty of room back behind the catcher to the backstop. Brings up Ben Slinker, the left fielder. Steps in the left-handed batter's box with 2 away, bottom of the ninth. Tying run just 90 feet away. Brissy's first pitch. Gets low, it gets by Rogers. Brissy covers the plate, and the play there is not in time. Brissy dejected off the mound, and Falmouth has plated 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth, and we are tied at 8.
What I tell you, Drew Rogers had to be careful of anything. And it was a bang-bang play at the plate. Don't think that he got in there with no play. Brissy put down the tag, but, I mean, Nugent was ready to run, and what a disaster for the Gatemen here in the bottom half of the ninth. You go 7 innings without letting up a run and 3 across.
1-0. Inside corner, a called strike, so the base is clear. Nugent comes in to score after the RBI double. All started with Dallas Brooks' single, 1-1. And her third, a called strike at the knees, 1-2. 2 down, so now Wareham just trying to play it into extra innings.
Be the first time that we'd be in extras this season.
1-2, 2 away. Brissy sets and delivers. Popped up, left side, Garcia charges at third, and it trickles foul. Count remains 1-2 to Slinker.
It's really all defensive mistakes that allowed all the runs to score here in the ninth. This one's not really on Brissy. he's done a good job of locating the zone. His defense has not been of much help to him in this 9th inning.
Yeah, not at all. And that leadoff single that we just discussed, it was just a fly ball to left field. Apple lost it. 1-2, 2 away. Right on left, Brissy fires. And misses and skips off the glove of Rogers. Count evens 2-2. So that's now a pair of pitches in this at-bat, Dan, that have been either in and out of the glove or just ricocheted off the mid of Rogers in this at-bat alone.
You can see the body language on the field for the Gatemen a little bit dejected right now. Definitely a bit flat.
2-2, cut on and missed. Gatemen try to use that momentum after the strikeout from Brissy, retires the side. But not before Falmouth plates 3 in the bottom of the 9th. We're going to extras at Gov Fuller Field. When we return, it's 8-9-1. Due up for the Gatemen on Cape League TV.
Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit Reed Custom Soils.
Free baseball at Gov Fuller Field on a beautiful Sunday night. It's 8-8. Falmouth with 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th has set the table for Jay-Sean Unger to try and keep it a tie game, Dan, and finish this off in the bottom of the 10th.
Unger, a big guy, 6'5", 220, out of Nebraska. The righty towing the slab here. 25 appearances this past season with the Cornhuskers, a 6-1 record. Over 40 innings, a 4.05 ERA for him. Has appeared once this season. That was against the Orleans Firebirds, and in that game, 2 innings clean, and trying to put up a 0 here and send the bottom of the 10th for Falmouth. Still tied at 8th. There will be a ghost runner here for Wareham. First time that the Gatemen have been in extra innings this season.
If we're tied after 10, it's a tie. It's the second extra innings game of the year for the Commodores. The Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change is Jay-Sean Unger. His first pitch to the right-handed third baseman Lincoln Garcia is on the way, and it's popped up right side out of play, strike 1. I mean, you look at this game, the start dominated by the Commodores. 5 runs in the first 2 innings. And then the Gatemen tack on 7 in the 4th and the 5th combined. And then Falmouth rallies late. The 0-1. Identical pitch, identical hitting from Lincoln Garcia. Fly ball out of play. Right side, and the count's now 0-2.
And if you're the road team in extra innings, you don't want to lay down the bunt because the home team could just match you with 1 run in the bottom half. You want to swing away, try and score as many as possible.
0-2 misses outside. Fastball at the knees, and the count's 1-2. Unger, it's a 4-pitch mix. Fastball that sits in the low to mid-90s, slider, curveball, and a changeup. Primarily fastball slider, though, throws it 90% of the time to right-handed hitters. The right on right, 1-2. This is down and away. And that time, Unger goes slider. He misses and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dylan Dubovic was the last out in the 9th. He's over on second base. Unger shakes off a couple of suggestions from Brooks. Now comes set above the belt, the 2-2. Another pitch that misses outside, 82-mile-an-hour slider. Count works full to Garcia. 8-9-1 due up in this inning for the Gatemen. Righty, righty, lefty. 3-2. Out of the windup. High chopper to the second baseman, Maley, who gloves, goes to first in time. Dubovic over to third. There's one away in the top of the 10th. But on the bright side, Dan, at least that go-ahead run for Wareham is now 90 feet away with R.J. Hamilton coming to the plate.
It's basically the equivalent of a sacrifice bunt right there to start off the inning. Not a bad thing for Wareham. You just need to score at least 1 run here in this top half of the 10th.
Brings up R.J. Hamilton. Unger stares in. Back to the windup. The runner on third. Fastball in at the letters. 1-0.
And the infield pulled very in here for the Commodores. They are ready to stop this run at the plate.
The Gatemen trying to pick up wins on back-to-back days. In a tie game right now. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. R.J. Hamilton, the shortstop from Duke, 0 for 3 today. Grounded into a double play his last time up. Infield in, tied at 8, top of the 10th. For the Commodores, scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-1. Grounded, left side, fair ball, 1 run is in. Hamilton turns around first, he's headed to second, and he's in, and now he goes to third. And it looks like they're asking for the ball to be put out of play. Hamilton is headed back to second. And so Wareham takes a 9-8 lead. That ball lost in the left field corner. Ben Slanker pursued it for the Commodores. And Robert Melms, the third base umpire, originally put his hands up foul and then pointed.
He was
ball.
ready to call foul on that.
No doubt about it.
Interesting. And then it seemed like the home plate umpire, Sam Finn, overruled him. And give credit to the Wareham road support here. Chance of let's go RJ right before he hit that. Knocks in a double, and the Gatemen are back on top.
So Unger steps off the mound. And
intentional walk.
Intentionally walk Jason Wax. And imagine saying that 36 hours ago. But Wax, a 4 for 5 day with a couple of doubles. And Jack Dom doesn't want to see him do any more damage. So now runners on first and second, puts the double play into a possibility with 1 down in the top of the 10th.
Yeah, part of the reason to make that move, too, is so you can turn to go to any base on the infield. But Clark, a guy that did damage in his last plate appearance.
1 away. Levi Clark at the plate. He swings and misses at a first pitch fastball at 93 miles an hour. And the count 0-1.
That was an RBI double for him in the 8th, which added on a run to make it 8-5. And I'm sure glad that he hit that.
Absolutely. The insurance that the Gatemen needed. The 0-1. Runners on the move. Swing and a miss. The throw down to third. Hamilton head first slide. He's in there safely. So after Falmouth intentionally walks Jason Wax to try and put that double play ball into reality, the Gatemen execute a double steal, but it's an 0-2 count on Levi Clark. Infield now comes in with 1 away, top of the 10th. Wareham leading 9-8. Unger sets, fires. Popped up behind home plate and foul.
And what a brilliant job by the Gatemen. You basically counteract the intentional walk right there with the double steal. Take the double play out of order. The infield is once again back on the grass. If Levi Clark can just lift this ball into shallow center field or hit a hard ground ball, 2 are going to come home.
0-2 the count. 1 away. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Clark knows he chased it well out of the zone. Slider tailed away from the right-handed Clark, and there's 2 down. now in the 10th, and the defense can back up.
Give big credit to Unger on that one. First 3 pitches of the at-bat, middle of the zone, literally middle, and then he pulls a nasty slider far away in the left-handed batter's box, forces the chase. Great tunneling right there from Unger.
Now it's Foster Apple, who's 0 for 1 today. Relieve Tony Lira in left. First pitch, misses outside at the belt. 1-0 the count. R.J. Hamilton on third, he doubled. It was his first extra base hit of the season. Jason Wax intentionally walked. He's on second. 1-0, 2 away, top of the 10th. Unger, and the right on right, deals. Called strike, outside corner, much to the displeasure of the Wareham faithful, filling this third base side, Dan.
It was high, but he's been calling that strike on the outside part most of the day, and that one just comes in on the StatCast in the zone at the top.
1-1. Unger, long pause, winds and deals. Fly ball right side, hooking out a play. It's foul. 1-2 with 2 down.
Nice wood there from Foster Apple, just a little bit behind it. Slaps it into foul territory.
Unger, 16 pitches, 11 for strikes. Apple trying to straighten one out and give the Gatemen an added advantage. It's 9-8. 1-2. Unger delivers. Grounded, left side. Reebok charges, gloves, no play at first, and a run comes in. No play, perfectly placed ground ball from Foster Apple, and an infield single does the job. Gatemen lead at 10-8, top of the 10th.
Does not have to be pretty, but it gets the job done. Foster Apple just puts the ball in play. That's all he had to do right there, and it forces a really, really tough throw from Reebok. He decides not to cause more damage, holds it. The Gatemen now really put some pressure on the Commodores to score 2 in the bottom half and still a chance to add more.
Yeah, absolutely. Wax on third, Apple on first. Brings up Nate Nowitzki, singled his last time up. That was in the 9th, now up to bat for consecutive innings, and that prompts a mound visit from the Commodores. So Falmouth brings the infield in, and each of the base runners, Nate Nowitzki, Drew Rogers, everyone huddles up right in front of the third base dugout. Wareham leads at 10-8, top of the 10th. Commodores had a 5-0 lead. Gatemen responded with 8 unanswered. And then 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th sent us to extra innings.
I think the interesting question right now for Wareham is who comes out to pitch in the bottom half of the 10th. Mark Brissy obviously got hit around a little bit. Defense didn't help. But Wareham in this game has used now 4 pitchers if you include Brissy. There is an off day tomorrow, and Brissy pitched 2 days ago. But obviously you still want to add more right now with Nowitzki at the plate.
Yeah, I think it's all hands on deck if you're Wareham, a team that we've seen wins have come at a premium for this group. Mark Brissy has gone 1 1/3. 2 hits, 3 runs, but none earned. When you talk about the defense not really helping out the right-handed reliever. Mound visit breaks. We're set to go. Right on left, Nate Nowitzki steps in with runners on the corners. 10-8 game. The pitch inside, but it clips the zone. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball that Nowitzki looks at right at the belt. 0-1. Wax on third. Apple on first. The pitch. Called a strike. Apple takes off late. He's into second without a throw.
No reason to even bother there if you're Brooks behind the plate. Focus on what's in front of you.
No balls, 2 strikes. Definitely advantage Unger here to the left-handed Nate Nowitzki. 70% fastball to lefties. Unger in an 0-2 count. Hit up the middle. Snagged on a hop by Konis. Goes to first for 1, and it's in time to retire the side. But not before the Gatemen tack on a couple. It's 10-8 Wareham. We head to the bottom of the 10th. It's 6-7-8. Konis, Reebok, and Schmidt to swing it for the Commodores. Right here on Cape League TV.
Child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.
Last chance for the Commodores, who trail at 10-8 in the bottom of the 10th, and it's another Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change. The Gatemen and Ryan Smythe turn to the 6'7", 210-pound righty out of Arizona State, Finn Edwards.
They certainly do, looking to close down this game once and for all. He last pitched against YD, went just a third of an inning in that one with a strikeout. That was because of the mercy rule in that game. But this past season at Iowa Western, a 6.59 ERA, 1-3, 18 appearances, 13 2/3, 16 hits, 11 runs, 10 earned. He's solid out there. Uses basically a two-pitch mix of fastball and slider, and he needs and really wants to close this out for the Gatemen.
Absolutely. Wareham trying to pick up back-to-back wins for the first time this season. To do so, they'll need to hold Falmouth to 1 or no runs. There's a runner on second. It's Ben Slanker, and it brings up Ty Konis, Pearson Reebok, and Carl Schmidt for the Commodores. Ty Konis broke this game open in the first inning with a bottom of the first grand slam. That was a part of an offensive onslaught to open the game. Commodores started with 5 straight runs. Gatemen responded with 8 unanswered. Falmouth tied the lead in the bottom of the 9th with 3 runs. Edwards stares in, trying to pick up the save for the Gatemen in the 10th. First pitch, fastball high, 1-0.
He loves to throw the fastball. Tops out at 97. Here he touches 92. A little bit wild in the first pitch, high and away.
Ty Konis, outside of that grand slam, has been retired 3 consecutive times. The 1-0. Fastball, misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes now to Konis. The shortstop has started all 8 games for the Commodores, trying to come up big. Falmouth down by 2 in the bottom of the 10th. Edwards' pitch clips the outside corner, a called strike, 2-1.
Nice job by Edwards. Recentering, locking back in.
Commodores 2 for 11 today with runners in scoring position. It's Slanker over there at second now with nobody out. Bottom of the 10th. Edwards comes set and fires. Fastball high, above the letters, 3-1.
It really hasn't been super competitive just yet from Finn Edwards. He's been missing high with the fastball.
Has pitched late in the game. Tossed the 9th inning against Hyannis a week ago. Now in the bottom of the 10th. The 3-1. Misses inside. 5-pitch walk. And there's now 2 on and nobody out in the bottom of the 10th for the Commodores.
Might even think about throwing down a bunt here with Pearson Reebok at the plate, move both runners into scoring position. And this is what we were just talking about. It's huge that Wareham scored 2 because it's very easy for Falmouth to score 1 in this position. Harder to scratch across 2.
Pearson Reebok digs in. The left-handed third baseman infield corners in. Middle infield, double play depth. He squares to bunt, pulls back, called a strike. At the knees, Edwards works ahead in the count, 0-1 after firing a 5-pitch walk to tie Konis. We're only playing 10 innings no matter what tonight. In the Cape League, if it ends in a tie after 10, it ends in a tie. Bunt, squared down, goes to third, and Garcia can't field it cleanly. Lifted the glove, everyone safe, nobody out. There are the bases loaded in the bottom of the 10th.
He knew it. He knew it was coming all along. He was parked there beyond third base, sitting on the grass, waiting for it, and just passed by the ball. Picked up the glove too fast. And now things really get scary for the Gatemen.
Yeah, it's not pretty for Wareham. The bases are loaded. The tying runs at second. The winning runs at first. And Carl Schmidt, the right-hander, digs in the box. First pitch from Edwards. Misses high. 1-0.
That goes down as an error on Garcia. It's his second of the ball game. The last one came in the first. That loaded the bases, and then Konis hit a grand slam.
Slanker on third, Konis on second, Reebok on first. The 1-0. Another pitch. Another one misses high. It's 2-0, and Rogers wants to walk out to the mound and bring the entire infield in to settle it down. Wareham now kind of feels like, Dan, they've got their backs against the wall.
Certainly, but you got to remember you're, still in double play depth. If you turn two here, get a fly ball, becomes a lot more manageable. I was about to say, though, get Eric Luskis out there, the pitching coach, calm Edwards down. He's clearly missing high and away. That's been the spot he has not been able to find. Nice call by Drew Rogers to try and settle things down.
Reebok is on first. He reached on an error from Garcia, his second of the day. It's Wareham's third in this ball game. 2 balls, no strikes. Edwards fires. Misses outside. High and away, and now the count 3-0. There's nowhere to put Carl Schmidt. Finn Edwards has thrown 10 pitches. Only 3 have been strikes. He rocks the right hand in front of his body. Comes set at the belt. The 3-0 has to throw a strike, and he doesn't. It misses down and away. A run comes in, and the go-ahead winning run moves into scoring position, and Finn Edwards has no time but right now to figure it out.
Pitching coach Eric Luskis now out of the dugout to talk things over with Edwards, and at this point, if you're Wareham, you're really playing for a tie. Not to say that you can't get out of the bases loaded, no one out jam, but that is extremely difficult to pull off. And speaking of being pulled off, Finn Edwards is coming out of this game.
His day is done. He does not record an out here in the bottom of the 10th. We will step aside. Wareham trying to hang on. It leads 10-9 in the bottom of the 10th.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy! Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Alyssa Watling, intuitive pitching change, comes in the bottom of the 10th with the bases loaded, nobody out, and the Gatemen leading by just 1 run. It's now or never for the righty out of Louisville, Jake Schweitzer.
6 foot 200 pounds, has pitched a couple of times this season, the last against the YD Red Sox in that run rule victory. 3 earned given up in that one. This past season with the Louisville, 23 appearances, over 34 innings, a 1-1 record, 6.88 ERA. And Jake Schweitzer thrown into a near impossible situation here. He's tasked with getting the final 3 outs of this game with the bases loaded and nobody out. Here's the good news for Wareham. The bases are loaded, meaning you can go to any base on the infield that you want, and even if a run comes home to score, you can still put out the next 2 outs and end this game in a tie. So it's not like Wareham has lost the game just yet, but they are in a position where it could get bad quick.
No doubt about it. Schweitzer firing his warm-up pitchers to Drew Rogers. If you're also looking for a silver lining, the first batter he faces, it'll be Dallas Brooks, the 9th hitting catcher.
You sure that's a silver lining at this point?
He started the day 0 for 3. His last time up, he singled and scored. It was a lazy fly ball to left field that Foster Apple didn't have a great read on. Lost it amongst the lights, and now digs in with the bases loaded. 10-9, Wareham leads, bottom of the 10th. Schweitzer looks in, spins the ball in his right hand, comes set below the belt. Right on left with the bases loaded. Infield in, ground ball to first, over the glove of Clark. 1 run is in. The walk-off, play at the plate, not in time. The Commodores come back to do it. Dallas Brooks attacks the first pitch from Jake Schweitzer, lines it into right field, and the Commodores take it 11-10 after trailing 8-5.
Wow, that was really no other way to put it but ugly from Wareham down the stretch there. 6 runs given up over the last 2 innings of play, and Adam, at the end of the day, it's really just the defense once again that plagues Wareham. An error in the 9th, an error in the 10th. They finished the day with 3, and the way that Falmouth got on the board in this game too was off an error. So just a bad way to end here for Wareham going into the off day.
Yeah, 11 runs, Dan, for the Commodores today, and 2 of them were earned.
I mean, you can't make that up.
Yeah.
You can't make that up.
So this game comes to a close. The Gatemen fall to 2-6. We finished at 9:45. It was a 3-hour, 45-minute ball game here at Guff Fuller Field. The Commodores advanced to 4-3-1 Wareham totals 10 runs on 13 hits with 3 errors in the field. Falmouth 11 runs on 11 hits, no errors in the field. A clean day for the Commodores defensively. Day off tomorrow. We return home on Tuesday, and we will talk to you then. For Dan Shalam, CeCe, Gabriel, the 3rd member of our crew and our entire production team, we thank you for spending your Father's Day Sunday with us. Wareham totals 10 runs on 13 hits with 3 errors in the field. Falmouth 11 runs on 11 hits, no errors in the field. A clean day for the Commodores defensively. Day off tomorrow. We return home on Tuesday, and we will talk to you then. For Dan Shalam, CeCe, Gabriel, the 3rd member of our crew and our entire production team, we thank you for spending your Father's Day Sunday with us.